some other what do you call it? They signed another guard and they signed Tristan Thompson. That was crazy.
What the hell is Tristan Thompson going to do for him?
I have no idea.
You know what?
The Lakers done signed Tristan Thompson. I don't know
the Lakers
for what.
don't trust. The Lakers don't trust Wenyen and Gabriel in the playoffs. They want another big body or Mo Bamba.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, it's crazy. Yeah. What's going on, y'all? Happy Easter to everybody out there. Shit, you know, Ron being the typical L host that he is, you know what I'm saying? He left us. He left me hanging. We didn't know, you know, but you know me, I jump in. You know, we got Gabe, Primo, my man down here. I don't what's your name, fam?
Jalen.
Jalen. Okay, what's up, Jalen? Happy to have you.
Yes, sir.
But Gabe, you were saying that the Lakers signed Tristan Thompson.
Yeah, bro. I don't know for what. That's just
he might be the X factor, bro. He might be the X factor.
I mean, to me that's a stretch, bro.
Body.
He is another body, but damn, bro. Like, I'm not gonna get excited over Tristan Thompson and then.
You know what it is? I'm surprised. I don't know.
Excited for him.
I don't know what happened to Mo Bamba. Like, he's supposed to be come back from injury.
He's healthy. That's the thing. But this man don't want to put him in. Yeah, I was watching the Jazz game when it was close, and the Jazz got big bodies, and he's playing Wenyen Gabriel at the 5. He's like 6'7", 6'8". He's not like he's sitting. What's his face? Vanderbilt only played like 20 minutes that game, and like. This man Darvin Ham is like I don't know what he got going on in his head, bro. He got a 7-footer that could bang with the other bigs on the other team, and he just having him sit there on the bench for no reason.
No, it's crazy. He can hit. Bamba can shoot the 3. I think defensively, maybe he thinks he's getting exposed in the pick and roll. Like Tristan Thompson, for a big body, can defend with the switch a lot better than a lot of bigs. And obviously, his relationship with LeBron James clearly helped in this situation. But
my only problem so far with Mo is. He has like trouble rebounding a little bit. I've noticed.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's not really like his hands are bad.
And that's the point. That's a
problem. That's probably the reason why he's not playing them. But bro, Wenyen Gabriel at the 5. I'd rather put Mo than Wenyen.
100%.
At least just because of their height.
Yeah.
Well, I guess a team like the Jazz, if they was small ball, I'll obviously play Wenyen. But damn, bro.
I mean, the playoffs they should be playing 80 at the 5 almost every fourth quarter. You know what I mean? So I don't think Tristan Thompson will be too relevant. But I
just want to say real quick about Wenyen Gabriel. I'm proud that he made it this long in the league so far.
No, yeah, he's what do you call it? He's a great hustler. He gets a lot of like chippy offensive rebounds for us and a lot of second chance points. He's like he could keep us in games and stuff. So he's not bad. But
he's not bad. You know, he gives 100% every game.
He's a good role player. Yeah.
Well, so we are. This is going to be a very long show today. So let's just get straight into it. Y'all see the title. I've seen the people in the chat. They're going crazy over the title. Some agree, some disagree. We could get straight into it, Gabe. What do you think?
I think it's
so. Before we go into it real quick, we were talking about it on Chill with Chill yesterday, and this is kind of where this came from. Let me pull it up, y'all. My bad. So it wasn't just the fact that if he wins this one, it was also the names that he could beat. You know, just with certain matchups. So at first, I was thinking that they were going to have the 5 seed. So let's say he was to knock off Kevin Durant, then turn around and knock off Kawhi Leonard, then turn around and beat Jokic or Bron in the Western Conference Finals, then beat Giannis in the championship. Something along those lines. All the people that he might have to face in this road. That kind of, if you ask me, sends him to another level.
I agree. I obviously wouldn't want him to go down that road, obviously, to make it easier for him to get to the finals. But if he does that, bro, and he wins, like the narratives that people be pushing about him, I honestly think they should dead all that. 2011 never happened if he wins this year. 07 never happened if he wins this year. Come on, man.
We're talking about LeBron James?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this is about LeBron.
Oh, you talking about Bron?
Curry.
Yeah. We talking about Curry right now?
Yeah,
Curry.
Curry.
Oh,
Yeah.
Curry. Hey, man, Curry.
Yeah.
Too. He's already top 10 for me, but he probably moving to top 7 in my opinion if he wins number 5 and he gets Finals MVP.
That's wild.
Hey, man.
Wait. Gabe, so if Bron wins this year, that 07 never happened?
Never happened.
2011 never happened?
Yeah, we can just forget about it. The future's now. We can just forget about it.
How does that work?
The same way people forget about MJ on the Wizards. You just forget about it. It never happened.
That's not.
I mean, look, I think. I mean,
okay, so Orlando.
I mean, first,
exactly.
To me, LeBron
turnovers.
Just forget about it.
To me, LeBron, LeBron is already the GOAT. Whether LeBron wins a ring this year or not, to me, he's already the GOAT. I think a guy in year 20, anything he does is just kind of the cherry on top of the cake. To me, whether he wins a ring or not, even if he wins a ring, to me, doesn't enhance his legacy that much, because to me, rings are team accomplishments. This correlation between individual greatness and team rings, I think, is overvalued, especially within the basketball community. Great teams win championships. There's plenty of great players, who have been on terrible teams who have no chance of winning a ring. I don't think that diminishes them in any way, shape, or form. In terms of Curry will in any way will never be better than LeBron in any generation. It's a complete joke. You know what I mean? Like, Curry's a great player, but let's be real. The dude's not in the same level as LeBron James in terms of basketball player's impact on the court. And literally,
his impact on the court isn't touching LeBron.
It's not touching LeBron. LeBron just had a completely different level. Curry's great. Don't get me wrong. The way his off-ball movement opens up for his teammates. Obviously his shooting ability, what that does to the game. But the way LeBron impacts game in terms of making his team better and also controlling the tempo of the game. In that 2015 series, when the Cleveland Cavaliers played the Golden State Warriors, when Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love was hurt, and LeBron James made Matthew Dellavedova look like an all-star, and Tristan Thompson look like a 15-10 guy who could be in the league. The way he controlled that game is he dictated the tempo of that game. The Warriors, but back then, were still a young kind of up-and-coming team running up and down the court. He slowed that game down to a 2001 pace in 2015, and that was strictly dictated by LeBron James. You had 5 guys literally leading into LeBron James every time he attacked the rim. They were not worried about his teammates. No other player in NBA history could have done what he done, winning 2 games in that situation. And again, so it just comes back to ring culture. We're overvaluing wins in a team sport. So if Curry wins a 5th ring, he's still not the player of a generation over LeBron James. But no one thinks Steph Curry's a better basketball player than LeBron James. And all the finals they competed, did Steph and Curry ever outplay LeBron James? No. Curry was never the better player on the court. Everyone saw it. In 2 of those, Kevin Durant was a better player than Curry on his own team. So, I mean, it's just such a ridiculous narrative to have Steph and Curry in even the same realm of LeBron James. It's just the people
if he win another ring, he in the ring, but a little bit of whoever.
I mean, no, I think rings are great, sure. But
if Curry was number 5, y'all haven't talked about him and Magic.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about.
Okay, that's fact. Him and Magic are in that conversation.
Bobby, you could be looking like that, bro, but you already know people gonna be having talks with him and Magic, bro.
I mean, people already do. They already.
I know they do, but it's gonna be even more. It's gonna be even more.
The real conversation people might have is the Kobe thing. Because then they both got 5, and he'll have 2 Finals MVPs as long as Kobe. I have Kobe over Steph. I have Kobe over Steph. But I would never do that.
I would never put Kobe and Steph in the same combo.
The eye test puts Kobe ahead. But you look at the numbers and you look at the rings and you put them together, they're very similar.
Hold on, John. How can you say that after what you just said about Bron? After you just said about
Bron, I hear you. I'm with Kobe. I think Kobe's a significantly not a better player than Stephen Curry. But the narrative is going to be there that they both got 5 rings. They both got 2 Finals MVPs. They both got 2 Finals MVPs out of the 5. Their playoff scoring numbers, Curry scores a little bit more than Kobe Bryant. He's even a little bit more efficient. So the narrative's there. I don't agree with it, but I'm saying based on the numbers, the accolades, that narrative's going to be there. Obviously, the defensive side of the ball is where Kobe's just going to wipe the floor with Steph Curry. I
can't even have this conversation about Curry over Kobe. That's just disrespectful in my opinion. That's crazy.
If Curry wins a ring, we're gonna see on Player's Choice. You're gonna see.
There probably definitely will be the talks, but me personally, I would never even like entertain that argument.
I got the mom with you.
Let's get specific. Let's get specific though, y'all. Let's get specific.
But
it's 2023 right now. Mm-hmm. What are we considering a generation? Are we going back to 13 to 23? We doing that 10-year slice?
That's true.
Is that what we're talking about? Because some people are trying to give us a smaller sample size, and if we go off that smaller sample size, then I think we'd have to go with Steph Curry. But if we broaden it,
you narrow down the years like 5,
So let's see. Curry came into the league in 2009, 2010. His first championship was 2014, 2015, right? I believe. So that generation. So do we want to count 2014, 2015 to 2022, 23?
That's what I said. Like 15.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so 9 years.
And he emerged. But only Curry, the one that's been successful with that type of game. So if anybody who modeled their game after that hasn't won anything but Curry.
Sure, but he also, I think he had a great system around him, right? The Klay Thompson, I think, is kind of like the perfect player beside him. Draymond Green, for much, he's debatable as how good of a player he is. I think for that team and the system they play, he is the perfect player. You can make a case that he's been the best passer on the team or best playmaker on the team. I think playmaker is strong because I think Curry's kind of off-ball stuff is playmaking too. Draymond Green's been the best passer over the past 4 or 5 years for the Warriors. It hasn't been Curry, right? So I just think
control the pace.
Yeah, control the unit that they built around Curry is kind of so perfect around him.
Draymond is the floor general of that team.
Exactly, 100%. No, for sure. And then having a guy like Andrew Wiggins the past couple years, even before that, Harrison Barnes, I think, was a great number 4, even though they kind of ragged on him early on. But yeah, from 2014, 2015, how many years has Curry been better than LeBron since then? If we're really counting.
Count him out.
Okay, so 2014, 2015, LeBron James was a better basketball player. 2015, 2016, LeBron James was a better basketball player. 2016, 2017, LeBron better. 2018, LeBron James was the greatest.
That 1 year, though, Curry was...
I think 2019.
You got to give Curry a year. You got to give him 1 year.
If there's any years I would give him, I'll argue 2016 or 2019.
When they beat him at the end, but
what year did Curry break his hand?
That was recent. Wasn't that recently? Wasn't that like?
I thought that was 20. I thought that was 20.
Are you talking about this when they was in the play-in?
No, that was the year after. That was the year KD left.
Yeah, and then he broke his hand, and that
was 1920.
Like 16.
But I mean,
I'll give him 16 or the year after he broke his hand.
Wait, you're gonna give him 2015, 2016?
16.
The unanimous MVP year.
The unanimous MVP year?
Yeah,
that's scary. But LeBron was a better player.
I would concede that.
LeBron James was the better player in the playoffs, though. And the regular season, but the playoffs.
As the season goes ahead, and who is the best player in the regular season, you got to give Curry the edge that season.
That season,
73-9.
Curry had a better season, but LeBron James was still the better player.
I'm forced to interject here, y'all. I'm forced to interject because it just came to my mind that how are we not going to talk about Kevin Durant?
Facts. Kevin Durant, when playing on the Warriors team on the same floor,
that's a better argument than we could have argued that because his 10-year span, we could argue KD from 13 to 2023 better than Curry.
What about Bron?
That's what I'm saying.
He only in some people's mind, to me, I feel like, my bad, Jalen, but to me, in people's minds, I think Durant only became better than Bron. And I don't think so, but in 2018, the year LeBron's last year in Cleveland, people started thinking about that, but I don't think KD has ever been better than LeBron, ever. Probably the last 2 years he's been better, but since 2013, whatever, nah.
So Gabe, you said that KD was never better than Bron until maybe the last 2 years, but then you said that Curry was better than Bron in 16 when he got. I can
concede it. I still think LeBron is better. But I can understand why somebody would say Curry was better that year.
Yeah, but in the end, it's all because the final result showed you Bron was better. But at first, it's been a couple times where people threw KD. He was the best player in the NBA on OKC, not Golden State. And then in the end, LeBron come through and prove it. But at that moment, when they both playing in the season, it's been a couple arguments. Kawhi Leonard. They didn't try to throw it all. It's just Bron end up winning somewhere in the middle of that, and it go back to
him. Of this past, we'll say 10 years, 7 years, whatever we're talking, there's been 5 guys that's been brought up. More actually maybe 6 if you count Russ. I was thinking Curry, KD, Steph, Kawhi, James Harden. Those five guys have been continuously talked about as the goats of this generation. On this beautiful Easter Sunday. Well, it's beautiful where I'm at. I know y'all ain't in California, but that's neither here nor there. Whatever.
On
this beautiful.
It's nice here.
You already know it's beautiful down here in Miami, man. You already know.
Well, on this beautiful Easter Sunday, I'm trying to get down to the nitty gritty. I'm trying to figure out once and for all who runs this generation. You know what I'm saying? Who runs this generation? And can think about it. All 5 of them are in the playoffs, and 4 of them are in the same conference. 5.
So we should just exclude Bron from this conversation.
No. See, out of all those players, LeBron James is clearly the better player, and throughout this decade.
But is it clear? Is it clear?
I think it is. Cause I think we're looking at. I mean, let's say with James Harden first, right? James Harden had kind of I want to say he had a 3-year scoring one where people were talking about him as the greatest scorer ever. That was a real conversation at the time. People forget during the Houston team with D'Antoni, people were talking about him. Yeah, James Harden. People are talking about James Harden as having, maybe the greatest offensive years ever, right? Again, I think that's a little ridiculous. Great player, but he's one of those guys, in comparison, James Harden is kind of the Tracy McGrady, in a sense, you could say, of the 2000 era, where he had a couple of great scoring seasons, but never could kind of lead his team to winning. So James Harden, to me, is falls in that Tracy McGrady category. Incredible offensive skill set during his peak time, but never really his playoff.
T-Mac ain't had no squad like that.
No, I hear you. T-Mac definitely didn't have help too. I hear you. I'm a big T-Mac guy.
On the Magic compared to that Rockets team, that Magic team is sorry.
He was a demon.
Out of all those players, James Harden has the worst playoff downgrade. So whenever his regular seasons were great, when he jumped to the playoffs, those numbers dropped. I mean, if I pull up those numbers, I want to say his scoring averages dropped.
What's the reason for that, points. Y'all think? Is it fatigue, how he's run all year, or is he just choking?
I think it's a couple things. I think the referees kind of call the game of the playoffs a little different. They're not going to give as many of those fouls that he got in the regular season with the free throws. And 2, obviously, defenses are going to, I think, key him on him more in the playoffs. During the regular season, defense is going to take plays off. But I also just think some of it was James Harden just mentality. It just wasn't there, kind of like LeBron in 2011. It did happen, even though he's a GOAT. I just think mentally James Harden wasn't kind of ready to lead a team
multiple times.
Yeah, I just think he wasn't. It wasn't there for him.
I don't think he played bad in the bubble though when they played the Lakers.
No, I think he played good in the bubble.
I think he played cool.
He had some good playoffs there. They weren't all bad, but some of his really bad ones where he would really choke. I mean, I think we got to bring some of these up to put in context, but they're pretty bad with James Harden. And you mentioned Kawhi Leonard. That's another guy. Kawhi Leonard. I mean, how many games has he played this last decade? You know what I mean? Like when he's on the court, he's been great, but he's consistently been hurt ever since he hurt his ankle with the Spurs. You take out that Toronto year, how many healthy full seasons has he really had? Where he's
he missed 20 games that year too, though.
Yeah, see, even in Toronto, he sat out a lot.
I still don't even know why he missed them 20 games.
Yeah, I mean, he brought us a ring, so it's kind of cool. So it's kind of gets.
Oh, you're a Raptors fan?
I'm in Toronto. I'm
okay.
Yeah, right. So we riding with the Raptors. So he did give us a ring, but yeah, ever since then he did.
That playoff run was crazy.
It was one of the all-time great playoff runs. Yeah. So Kawhi Leonard, I just don't think he's been on the court for enough games throughout this decade, and even I would say the past 3 years, his defense has fallen off. It's not the same Kawhi in the Spurs defense, even Toronto. Obviously, as he's gotten older, I think maybe he's lost a step defensively, or maybe just doesn't play as hard. But yeah, so I think that kind of him in that player of the decade generation, I think that falls out simply because he hasn't played enough games, kind of been hurt too much. Sadly for him. And you mentioned Westbrook. What do you guys feel about Westbrook in that conversation?
The fall off of Westbrook was just too significant.
Yeah.
You know what the thing Westbrook in like if you look at like maybe 2013, 14, 15, 16, the league wasn't full on. KD. Yeah, okay. KD's the guy I think you can make a real case is.
That's what I'm saying.
I think for Russ, what do you call it? I think for Russ, those seasons were great, but he could just never get out the first round, man, by himself.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think he played back.
Oh, Russ all-time great, man.
Of course he is. But we're talking about generational GOAT.
I think he was on his way. He was
definitely on his way, but he could just never get out that first round, bro. If he would have made a deep playoff run and played well, he was playing well against Utah. That postseason against Utah, if he made it past.
This dude coming with Glizzy.
He got that. That'd be crazy.
They talk about pause.
Yeah.
See, this is my problem with the state of the world, bro.
Right?
A brother can't even enjoy his food.
I'm trying to enjoy it good.
You gotta cut that up now, man.
Nah, bro. Nah, I can enjoy it good. Well,
you gotta eat that with a fork and a knife, fam.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The world is in shambles right now, bro. It's ridiculous. I can't believe it.
Yeah, I know there's gonna be a meme on Dub, bro. Someone's gonna capture that moment of him eating.
Hey, so let me ask you. So am I the only one? Am I the only one who thinks that this particular offseason could change everything for at least those three guys? At least I will say at least those three guys.
KD, Kerr, and Bron.
You know what? No, I will add Kawhi into this. I know what y'all just said about Kawhi, but I will add him into it as well. Those four, and especially for them to all be in the Western Conference all together at the same time. This is the first time they've ever all been in the same conference.
Kawhi,
we know KD was kind of late to the show, but he's here now. So if either one of them four wins it all this year, and the way it looks like they'll at least have to compete. They'll at least have to compete with one, maybe two of the other ones.
It's gonna be tough for Kawhi though. I will cut him a little slack because PG will be hurt throughout the first round. So if he plays really well and they still lose, I'll probably cut
who they about to have to play.
I think they're the 6th seed, so probably the Kings, Bobby. No.
If the Clippers get the 6, they got
they're
the
6th seed now. I think. No, I think they're the 6th seed. Let me check.
No, they're the 5th. They're the 5th.
They moved up.
Where's the 6th seed?
Yeah. So right now,
the Clippers are 5th, so they'll play. Phoenix.
So right now, I think if the Warriors or the Clippers lose, Lakers have a chance to bump them up. So the Lakers are going to give it today, Pauls. God damn, bro. Today's so bad. But, Bobby, I want to agree with you, though. I've been saying this all season long. This playoffs is going to make or break a lot of people. Kawhi Leonard was a great example, too. Kawhi Leonard's a guy where this could revalidate himself and the hype that we've had for him for a very long time about him being in top 20, top 25 conversations because people know how good peak Kawhi Leonard is. It's just a problem with peak Kawhi Leonard is he's always hurt. He's never in the postseason, or he just hasn't done it long enough. So let's say off the chance that he does string along a great amount of games to go to the chip and possibly win, that validates himself as being a top 20 to 25 player because his peak was so great that it didn't matter that he didn't do it long enough. Now, if he doesn't or he underperforms, people are going to start crucifying for him for that as well. So he's a good guy who's under the limelight. KD's another one. James Harden is a crucial one.
Oh, that's another good one, though. Yes.
How much can KD get bumped if we win this one, though?
This just validates his legacy. That's all.
What? It validates his legacy. KD could pass Larry Bird.
Gabe, you want to
win this year?
Yeah, if KD wins this year, he could pass Larry Bird.
No.
What was that, Bobby?
You want to drop that poll?
Yeah.
Let's see who this ring is bigger for between those four.
I got you.
I think Kevin Durant. I mean, if you look, I think I have him as the greatest scorer of all time. So because his offensive skill set with his height, he could pass Larry Bird in all-time greatness with the third ring here. I think they'll have the same amount of championships. Kevin Durant's scoring numbers will be significantly better. Defensively, I think
Larry Bird got more accolades than him.
I mean, like we're talking first-team All-NBAs. Like, I mean, you know what I mean?
It's going to be close between those two. So I think the conversation will be had between KD and Larry Bird. I think Bird will get the slight. I think Bird will get the slight edge over him, though. I just think that this ring will validate him and his legacy as he could do it without Steph. He'll probably be over Steph in a lot of people's list now.
Averaging 30.
Devin Booker ain't going to be averaging 30, man. That's KD
averaging 30 now.
KD going to lead that team in scoring.
Yeah,
should if they're going to win.
So that's what's going to happen with KD and his legacy. He's not going to get bumped dramatically, but now he validates himself. He validates his career. He got it done without Steph, and that's been the main criticism about him. Because when people talk about KD, what's the only thing they bring up? What have you done without the Warriors?
Nobody cared. Look, KD could have went to Houston with Harden the first time, and we wouldn't have cared. Nobody, I wouldn't have said nothing. Leave.
What do you call it? My dad had to. I was talking with my dad.
You went to Golden State when they beat you. I ain't never got knocked out.
I remember.
Then went over there and repped the other side of town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember having a conversation with my dad the day LeBron signed with the Lakers. My dad didn't want him to go to the Lakers originally. He said he should have gone and signed with Houston, going with James Harden.
Who?
KD could have did that.
LeBron.
I'm cool with KD. I just didn't like that move.
No, yeah, that was definitely a weak move.
Could have went anywhere.
Beat you.
Dub,
You're up 3-1 up against too. I mean, that's a weak move.
So Dub, if KD wins, would you bump him up or you just keep him where he's at?
Yeah, where is he bumping?
I got him 9, bro.
Right. That's why I'm asking.
Where he gonna go?
Keep him where he's at, or is he gonna go up at least?
I think the debate will probably be closer between him and Bird. But then who's above Bird?
Let's say who
Who's
got
above
the
Bird
8 above him.
I think Tim Duncan or like Kareem and them boys is above him. So it's like
It's
kind of hard. It's kind of hard for me to have that comment. I can't bump them. I can't bump them above those guys. I can't.
Well, let's say we're not.
Keep him where he's at.
Let's say we're not doing it for the. Let's say we're not doing it necessarily for the ranking, but just more so for talking points or for just for bragging rights, because it's hard to get somebody moved around in the top 10.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But who they say the favorite in the West now?
I think it's the Suns. The Suns are the better.
I believe the Suns are the favorites. Yeah, the Suns are the
exactly.
The Lakers
are the Suns considered a super team?
I don't.
They kind of loaded to me.
They're not a super team. They're just a.
I think they're a great team.
Yeah, they're a really good team. They are.
I think we throw out super team too much.
Because people think, to me, I still think they think that Chris Paul is this all-star player and DeAndre Ayton is somebody that's. I think to me it's just the best two players: Devin Booker and KD. And then they got all-star caliber.
They just try to reach and try to hate on KD. Right, I'm gonna just be real honest, because we're not gonna sit here and forget like Chris Paul wasn't getting the wash tagged on him all season long.
Just name value.
Yeah, it's name value. So D-Book, yes. KD, yes. Aiton's really good.
Aiton good too.
Paul's good. Like he's not trash, but he's not like amazing. He's just
Chris
good.
Paul don't need to be this good, this amazing now.
That's the thing. That's right. No, you're right. You're right. But we're talking about in the super team aspect when people deem to be a super team. Chris Paul isn't what he used to be.
No, you don't need a super team right now because.
No, I know you don't. I know you don't. That's not what we're talking about. The point is, people think that the Suns are a super team.
But when you got Devin Booker, who already could drop 50 at any moment, and then you got KD, who will drop 30 on 13 shots. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean,
I think they're a great team. A super team, I think they have no bench. I think the thing with the Warriors were a real super team because they actually had a bench with Kevin Durant, with Steph, with Clay.
So Miami wasn't a super team.
In my eyes, Miami was supposed to be a super team, but if you look at it,
they had no bench.
If you look at it, it was literally it was LeBron.
Hey, don't disrespect Norris Cole, man.
Yeah,
hey, man,
Norris Cole was Mike Miller.
I know Norris. He went to
Mike Miller. Mike Miller was supposed to be a big part of that team. Mike Miller was supposed to be the shooter of that team, but his back just kind of disintegrated and he never worked out for them. But that was a big part of that team that I think would have actually made them a super team. The names make it look like a super team, but they were a really great team.
Mike Miller had bad feet. He couldn't even.
Yeah, no, he had back issues and all that. Yeah, he had some problems. Like
we had Ray Allen. We had Ray Allen and Shane Battier off the bench.
Yeah, but this was like a Ray Allen.
Ray Allen. Whoa. Ray Allen was still one of the best shooters in the league, bro. What we talking about?
Yeah, sure.
And Shane Battier was a great defender. Battier was a great defender.
They were still role players. They were role players. They were great shooting role players. They were Ray Allen wasn't.
I'm just saying.
Ray Allen wasn't 25 points a game. Ray Allen. You know
I'm just saying. Like the bench was.
It
was a great bench,
but
the bench
later they already
didn't we have Birdman off the bench too?
Without Ray Allen.
Birdman, I love Birdman, bro. He was one of my favorite players.
We had Greg Oden for a little bit.
That's what I'm saying.
Nah, bro, don't bring up Greg Oden. Don't bring up Greg Oden.
Joel Anthony. The super team go off of that top heavy part, right?
What's the poll saying with the players? Who they roll with?
In my head for super team, bro. In my head for super team, you gotta have like 3 guys that's like all-star caliber or like all NBA level, right? So it's like Ayton's good. I don't think he's on that all-star.
No.
CP3 is good. So it's like that's the way I look at it. Like
he ain't old as they was either though. As Bosh and all them boys when they joined up.
What else?
Bosh was balling.
Are you a super team if you're a homegrown team, or does that have to be like pieced together?
It can still be a super team in a way,
you
but
could be a
it's not
homegrown
like
super team.
I think I think people should judge it differently though, because if it is homegrown, then
it's kind of hard because I don't think the Golden State Warriors were a super team before they got KD. I just thought they were a really good.
Okay, yeah.
I just thought they were a really good unit. Like they were a great unit.
Yeah,
they
just had some duels.
People throw out super teams too much, but yeah, sometimes they're just great teams. I think the Spurs were a great team, not a super team. You know what I mean?
Even the Bulls for a little bit, even when they had Rodman, like in '90.
No, the Bulls was a super team.
Because in '97, and '97,
that last 3P dub, that's a super team, bro.
That's so no, but this is my thing. So for '96, because I think Rodman was still like going crazy at that time.
That's
but
the best defensive team probably
in NBA history,
all time.
I just don't think Rodman. I don't think Rodman was Rodman at that time though. '97, like he dropped crazy.
I understand what you're saying,
but they have like
if
they had their starting five.
Tony Kukoc.
Kukoc off the bench, and they had Steve Kerr, probably the best three-point shooter at the time.
They have Ron
Harper was one of the better defensive guards in that time. Like, I don't know. That's a super team, bro.
I just think that they were just
Ron Harper ain't played for the Bulls. Ron Harper played for he was nice.
Pay attention to my criteria.
I've heard all NBA. Tough.
Pay attention to my criteria. All NBA and all-star caliber. Like Dennis Rodman. Did he even make the all-star team?
I'm all defensive.
I don't know.
He was a defensive
superstar.
He was a defensive superstar, 100%. But he wasn't all NBA.
I'm rare. I'm a rare breed.
So what about this, Dub? What about this, Dub? What if you got, like, for instance, with the Bulls, you got Jordan and Pip, right? And
then you got Jordan.
But then you got a bunch of role players that are like
you're a really good team.
That are way better than than everybody else.
I feel you on that. I just think you're just a really good team.
Jordan.
Yeah,
like, let's say if Ron Harper was GP instead, if that was Gary Payton, super team. Well, it wasn't Gary Payton, it was Ron Harper. He's not he don't have to do all-star guy.
But you got to think, back in the day, Ron Harper could make an all-star team. Back before he played with the Bulls, he could make an all-star for sure.
But now,
when you get on the Bulls, you run the system. Michael shoots the ball 25 times. Scotty might get 12. 13, and then we get open shooters, bop, 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 and run the triangle. That's it. You're not coming to the Bulls and about to average 20 points when Scotty and Mike out there.
I feel you. No, I feel you on that. My whole thing is I don't see like Rodman. If you want to say 96, I'll give you that. But then outside of that, like, do I see Ron Harper, Dennis Rodman, Tony Kukoc, all those guys being an All-NBA or All-Star caliber on a different team? Probably not. I just think that they were just a good unit altogether.
Who's the best coach of all time?
Greg Popovich.
Greg Pop for sure. I got Greg Pop.
I think Pop adjusted more than Phil Jackson. And that's fine. My whole thing is I think Pop, throughout the decades of basketball in which he was playing, he adjusted more. He adjusted to the era more, while Phil Jackson wanted to keep running the triangle offense with Shaq.
Can't do nothing without Duncan.
That's true.
Okay.
Greg Pop,
Phil Jackson did it.
Yeah, but Greg Pop ain't nothing without Duncan 100%. But that's the same thing with Phil Jackson.
I watched the Lakers fall apart and Phil come save them.
Yeah, Pop's great. Pop's great. I mean, Phil's great.
I watched Big Phil come save him again. Like, come on, man.
Phil Jackson.
With Greg.
Phil Jackson, that was Tex Winter's system, right? I think Phil Jackson was a great player coach, but in terms
everybody got a system that they,
yeah. But in terms of adapting and adjusting throughout the times with different rosters, not having such dominant guys like MJ and Kobe and Shaq, I just think Greg Popovich and what he did throughout the Spurs dynasty was just better.
Right, and that's even better for Phil because I got to deal with this dominant. Look at the attitudes he had to coach and keep in place.
That's what Dub said. That's what Dub said. He's a great player coach. He's a great leader of men. Greg Pop, I believe, was also a great leader of men.
Too.
But I think when it comes to X's and O's and that, I think I'll give Pop the edge.
I gotta give it to Phil.
So I think in terms of I think Primo, you hit it on the money where I think in terms of having a guy that could maneuver between the fences and get everybody on the same page and take some of their flaws with that. I think Phil Jackson's amazing at that. Like, look at what he did with Dennis Rodman, right? Greg Popovich would have got his ass up out of there. I'm not even in terms of that. Like, if I need a guy like that to keep everybody together, Phil Jackson's that guy. Greg Pop's not that guy. So I feel you on that.
So piggyback a little bit off the conversation before, like the players benefiting. Will Steve Kerr move up for y'all and coaches if he wins this year?
Steve Kerr.
You'll have 5 rings with the Warriors.
5 rings in how many years? Like, that's a pretty crazy coaching record. The amount of wins he's had in how many years now?
You mean the Greg Brown merchant?
So where's Steve Kerr?
I think he learned from a lot of people. Look, Steve Kerr played under
Phil and Pop. He played under
Phil and Pop. I said I'm in Mike Brown merchant.
Steve Kerr, his coaching coming down, learning from Pop, learning from Phil Jackson. And obviously having the pieces that he had. He has to be a top 5. He might be a top 5 all-time coach now.
He might be.
It's just, the numbers you can't like.
So you got
what he did.
Jalen, you got Steve over Spo.
Over Spo?
Spo?
You know what?
Yes,
probably.
Yeah, right. You know what's important though? We do have to judge coaches. You have to judge coaches also when they don't have that star player or team. I think so. You hear a lot of people. I don't know. They talk about Larry Brown as being one of the greatest coaches of all time. That's because Larry Brown took a lot of teams with not a lot of talent and took them to the playoffs, or they overperformed. So coaches who are able to get players to overperform, I think, is a factor. Obviously, we haven't. And with Steve Kerr, when everyone was hurt, how did the Warriors look when Curry was hurt? Clay, you know what I mean? So you could say that is a knock, but again, the championships, the sheer amount of winning, it's hard to overlook. But I do think that is a factor. But I'd probably have him over Spo as of right now, though. Who's that's tough. Like, it's tough. I probably edge it to Kerr, but I get if you have Spo over him, I understand. Like, it's not a crazy.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Steve Kerr ain't better than Eric Spoelstra, bro. I don't give a damn. I don't care.
I get you.
If you give Eric Spoelstra that squad, bro, the same thing's happening.
That's true.
I swear.
I want to because we talked about coaches a few weeks ago. We talked about coaches a few weeks ago, and I want to shout out. I want to shout out Rick Alderman real quick because Rick Alderman never gets brought up. You know what I'm saying? He missed. He had a couple teams that he took for, even that Portland squad. Rick Alderman had some squads. He was a really good coach. Didn't quite get it done. But I think Rick Alderman slept.
Jerry Sloan did.
Jerry Sloan, yeah, for sure. Jerry Sloan deserves a lot of love. Pat Riley, all those guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Pat Riley.
You don't think Spo maybe benefited from having Pat Riley though?
Of course he did. Yeah,
I think, for sure. But Steve Kerr, my thing with Steve Kerr is, right, I think he helped revolutionizing the game, put the system in play for the Warriors unit to commit to the 3-ball and help change the era which we have today. But in my eyes, I'm looking at it, Steve Kerr, I don't think he does a great job of developing talent. I do think he benefits a lot of Steph and Curry and Klay Thompson, who they are. But if those guys aren't there, I feel as if he just doesn't know what to do if those guys aren't there.
That happens with anybody.
Compared to Eric Spoelstra,
he after LeBron left weren't as bad as the Warriors.
Gabe,
they weren't as bad, bro.
Gabe, because Gabe, you acting like we wasn't getting our guys hurt, having fucking G League players in there, and we're still able to win games and fucking compete. What are you talking about, bro?
You're right, bro. But we weren't a dead last team, bro.
Because of him. Because he fucking adjusted. He understood people.
So if you think Pop is a better coach, then why is Pop's team at the bottom of the damn thing? Why?
What are you talking about?
What do you mean? You said Pop is the GOAT coach. Why is Pop's team at the bottom of the standings right now? If he's this good coach and he can have talent, why is Pop dead last?
He's in the Wemby sweepstakes, guys.
He wants Wemby.
What does that have to do with fucking Eric?
You're talking about talent. I'm telling you, Steve Kerr was fucking garbage. You're talking about Spo, G League players, this and that. You're right, but bro, there's teams, bro, that they're terrible. You can't do anything about it.
Steve Kerr. Who the hell has Steve Kerr sat here in his time frame, helped develop the talent, develop that talent?
Jordan
Poole.
All
right, one. Who else? We was
Hold up, Gabe.
We sit here and found a Max Strus We sit here and found
what is he doing now? He having a bump season.
And then after LeBron James left, with Chris Bosh being hurt, we found a Hassan Whiteside. We were finding guys out of nowhere, out of nothing, and be able to compete, Gabe, because of the system he had in play to make us better. You want to know why? You want to know why? You want to know why they're looked at a better light? Because of him. That's why. Look at Kendrick Nunn.
Oh, right.
Look at Kendrick Nunn. What's Kendrick Nunn doing without Miami?
Yeah, supposed to be.
Well, the hot dog
but you got
I'm not taking this comment off the screen. This shit gonna stay up here all day.
Mike Brown pop.
That's crazy. No, I agree with that though. I think with Steve Kerr, we have to wait.
Okay, so you talking
about how many different lineups?
What about Kevin Looney?
You know how many different lineups we've had? You know how many different. But Gabe, this is what I say. You know how many different lineups we've had over the last ever since LeBron.
I agree with you. Right,
so but y'all ain't won.
But bro,
Kerr ain't doing that shit.
Kerr won without KD. He put Wiggins out there.
Play calling got the timeout. Play calling got the timeout.
They got Gary Payton the second, Jordan Poole, Kevin Looney. You name
Otto Porter was there.
Otto Porter Jr. was there. He was doing good. What are you talking about? You can name all those players who
Kerr
had a good role players too that he made look better because of his system.
He was hurt. He was hurt though. He was hurt. GP2 was hurt.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but he was. You're not telling me that. He was hurt.
He got to come back home, man. KD need to come on back.
GP2 is good because of Kerr's system. Looney is good because of Kerr's system.
Put him in the right spot.
Otto Porter was good. Wiggins looks better now than when he did it, and the Timberwolves.
I would definitely give that's definitely a fact. That's definitely a fact. But wait though, Gabe. Is that him being developed by Steve Kerr, or is that him having the ability to play with
Steph with the score? Yes, that's him having. That's him being around the gravity of fucking Steph and Curry and Klay Thompson and them boys, bro.
You know what it is? The Warriors' offense, you see a lot more of the freestyling, especially out of timeouts too. Steph's doing his thing.
So is that
working out? Once Bo really calls the play,
is that the aura of Tim Duncan around him?
Wait, no, you know what? I do got to say that, Gabe, because you almost. I was with Dub this whole time. You almost kind of swayed me, but I got to go all the way back on this side because but I think I could be a little effective with Steph and Klay.
Luke Walton looked like the greatest coach of all time.
I can coach him.
Luke Walton
looked like the greatest coach of all time with the Warriors. He literally looked like the greatest coach ever with the Warriors.
He came in Sacramento and almost put his dick in the hole.
I think that shows the impact that Steph, Klay, and those guys have on coaching.
But they still had the coach impact on the players. He was still there.
But I'm telling you, I think
I know you watch Winning Time.
No, so this is my point, right? We give credit where credit deserves. I think Kerr helping revolutionizing the game with the system he put in play 100%. You give him credit for that. All that I'm saying is, in terms of developing, finding, adjusting talent around, Eric Spoelstra has proven to be way better than that than Steve Kerr. And that's why I think he's just a better coach.
I think Spoelstra has a longer sample size too. I think we have to give Kerr. It'd be interesting to see Kerr coach when Steph's gone and Klay's gone and see what he does.
But in the end,
he gonna retire. When they're gone, he out of there.
He might end up with like the highest winning percentage ever, with a certain amount of games played. Kerr, so he'll have some numbers and records that.
I don't mean to be nasty. But let me ask y'all this: Do you think this? Do you think this? This is just a question. The away record right now.
That's crazy.
Is that coaching involved as well?
No, we already talked about it. We don't
even know coaching be involved?
It is 100%. I think coaching. I think that team is way too talented to have that record.
And the player that just said
combination of factors. It's the players.
That's Mike Brown.
And your best defensive player just said he got something to do for a few months. I'm not playing. I'll holler at you in a minute.
Oh yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. He was going through some things.
Exposed there, bro. I don't see that happening. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying.
No, but who has he primary perimeter
defender in the league? Your defense sink. And you need that on the road.
I think he developed Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo wasn't some.
Bam is being great. Outside of Bam,
Tyler Hero. Bam, Tyler Hero.
both took guys who were expected to be great. Like these guys were not.
Yes, he can make.
Kendrick Nunn was developing very well under us. And then
wait,
what
I
happened?
think if anything, he had kind of an adverse effect on Tyler Hero. I think whatever's going on over there with Tyler Hero should be much better than he is.
Yes, I agree with you, Bobby.
Giving Tyler Hero the ultimate green light.
What happened to Duncan Robinson?
That boy go out there and fire shit up.
Where's the development?
Yo, I forgot. Y'all acting like Dion Waiters didn't have his best seasons with Miami. Oh my God.
Nah, Dion. That's another guy. Dion was already like that.
We don't like Dion down here. We don't like Dion down here. We don't like
Dion Waiters. No,
we don't like Dion down here, bro.
Why not?
What do you mean? Why not? All that bullshit he put us through, the damn yacht shit.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We don't like him.
I'm just saying, Dion was already like that though. I don't think Spo had anything to do with that.
Yeah, Dion just had a situation where he thought.
I think that's a point. That I mean, listen, he had some of his best years with us, bro.
I hear you.
That means
Spo a good coach.
And look, what Tyler Hero? Tyler Hero's averaging 20 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. I mean, that's Tyler Hero. Did people expect him to be some 28-point per game scorer? That's not him.
I don't know about that, but.
Yeah. To me, right now, you're boxing watching, bro. I be watching these games, and Tyler Hill's not that, bro. He's not.
Yeah. Hey, you know what though? I do think we might be having and obviously injuries are a part of the game. But if my man, what's his name, the little point guard, fucked up his plantar fascia, my guy, if Gordon and Bam don't get hurt, I think we might have another conversation about Spo.
That's true.
Talk about it, man.
They might have beat the Lakers.
I think we might have a different conversation about Spo.
That championship would have been huge.
Man, Spo's better than Kerr, man.
Let me see. So the poll that we ran earlier, KD won that. They said KD would have the most to gain from winning this ring. Next was Bron and Steph, and then last was Kawhi. What does that like? What does that mean? Does that mean that no matter what, if Kawhi wins the ring, it doesn't matter? Like they're not showing him no love, or does that just mean that like KD, it's bigger for KD?
He over KD if he win. If Kawhi win the ring, is he over Kevin Durant?
No. Kevin Durant's too much in his career for one more ring from Kawhi to pass Kevin Durant all the time. I think that's a little.
And they about to play him, so he's gonna have to beat him to win it.
I think for Kevin Durant, Kevin Durant is not in everyone's top 10. I think the big thing with this ring, it would probably get him in everyone's top 10. But you probably can't deny that spot to Kevin Durant. And like Dom said, it solidifies his legacy in terms of winning without the Warriors. That's the biggest thing for Kevin Durant. He can lead a team because people still think Steph was the leader of that team or Draymond was the leader of that team. So I mean, I think with Kevin Durant is that, and with Kawhi,
be the leader of this team.
Yeah, Kevin Durant would be the leader of this. Is the leader if they win? He's probably the leader of the Suns team and clearly the best player. In terms of Kawhi,
games he played for them?
For the Suns?
How many games he played?
So far, like
6, 7.
I know they're like 7-0 when he plays. So
he's clearly the best player on the court every game he's played.
Yeah, the best player on the team.
You just notice it. And in terms of Kawhi, I mean, what? He's just been so hurt. Again, this ring, it'll remind people of how great P. Kawhi was if he can lead this team to a ring, I guess. But in terms of I don't think anyone puts him ahead of Steph, KD, LeBron if he wins a ring or anything like that,
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all mind if we transition real quick? I wanted to ask questions. It's about Luka Doncic in the Dallas Mavericks. Is it no big deal? Is it no big deal they're missing the playoffs right now?
It's a big deal.
I think that's a big deal. I'm not gonna lie.
It could be a big deal. I don't care about it though.
Yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I mean, the guy is Luka's 24 years old. Been in the season a couple years now. He had a great couple. He had a run to the West Conference Finals last year. I mean, that team is just so flawed. Like, I don't think even if they made the playoff, no one's expecting them to do anything. Sure, they had Luka, Kyrie, but everywhere else in that team, they have no interior defense.
Perimeter.
Perimeter defense too. Obviously, with Luka and Kyrie, you're gonna need some elite guys to help them out. Their shooting is inconsistent. Guys like Tim Hardaway Jr. is just very up and down. I just think it's a flawed team, so you can't really. I don't think you can put it much on him.
In the case of it being a big deal, I don't think questioning Luka Doncic's game is part of the big deal. I think questioning him. I saw a thing where maybe he's gonna request a trade after this season.
To Miami?
I don't even know where, but the big deal being that would be crazy. That would be crazy.
Pat Riley is not dealing with that crybaby shit.
But we'll set him straight. We'll set him straight.
Yeah, we will.
That heat culture.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a big deal with questioning his game. I think it'll be a big deal whether he wants to request a trade or not.
Can I tell y'all something real quick?
He need a little defense
about Luka Doncic.
Go ahead.
Like I had questions about his game starting out the season. I was a big critic about Luka Doncic. But I just gotta say, any hooper can go out there and shoot a bunch of shots and score a bunch of points. Luka Doncic is a bum.
Stop it! Stop. That's crazy.
Oh my
that's
God,
crazy. That is crazy.
Luka Doncic is a bum.
Luka Doncic is still
the magic.
I mean, I think Luka Doncic is better than Jason Tatum. I think Luka Doncic is. I would take Luka Doncic over Joel Embiid. I would take.
Jason Tatum, my favorite young player.
Currently, where do you think Luka ranks?
As a top 10 player,
I don't have him ranked
at all.
I mean, if I had to break it down, I could rank him. I could rank him, but and mind you, when I'm talking about he's a bump, I'm only talking about the top tier players. You know, I'm not gonna call. You know. So he's not obviously he got. You would
have him in your top 10 though, right?
He's a bum though. No, I don't. I don't think I do.
I do. You don't think the last 2 years in the playoffs he's had the best playoff series? He's been the best playoff performer the last 2 years out of any player.
If you mean best playoff, if you mean best playoff performer by just running around shooting shit,
I don't know if he's the best.
He was making his teammates better. He was passing the ball. He was scoring.
He wasn't making his teammates better. On top of that, you know what, Jalen? No, I disagree. Because if it wasn't for Jalen Brunson, Jalen Brunson carried.
Yeah, but Luka was hurt when Jalen Brunson was going crazy.
Good. He didn't carry no Luka. He didn't carry no Luka. I thought they were great.
He carried them in 2 games versus the Jazz, but then when Luka came back, him and Luka was going crazy.
I'll tell you like this, Jalen. If I try to walk out I'm in my living room right now. I'm in my living room right now. If I try to walk out my front door, my TV got a better chance of stopping me than Luka Doncic would.
That's crazy. I mean, Luka's defense is the one everyone attacks. I just think his offensive load is so heavy that defensively he just doesn't have the energy or the kind of.
No.
I don't think that's the case.
I think that's what it is.
I just don't think he's.
You think he's just slow-footed? I think he has the size and strength to stay, body size up with some guys.
Remember, Doug, we were talking about this, Doug. How do you get out of shape during the season? You said it's possible, and I'm like, no,
it's not possible.
How are you in better shape in October than you are in April?
That's so crazy to me. I can't believe that either. I'm not even.
Because
he was playing in the off season, right? He was playing in the off season, right?
Right. He was playing in the tournament. So, but how are you such a great generational talent, but yet your team has the chance to get to the play-in and y'all throw in the towel?
His body doesn't have the stamina. I think as the year goes on, his body just gets hit more. He gets tired. I think early in the season he's a little more.
If you can't keep yourself in shape, then you're a bum.
No, I hear you. Look, I don't think. Look, hold on. He's not like some overweight, terribly out of shape dude. He's out of shape maybe in terms of elite NBA level players. But he's still giving you 38 minutes a night. He's gonna give you 30 points a night.
He's talking about Luka smoking squares. So
I mean, does he really smoke cigarettes?
I don't know.
I heard because that would explain it actually.
Yeah, that'd be a lot.
AD smoked cigarettes.
I think we're.
Games in a row, AD ready to go to sleep out there.
The collapse of the Mavs is more than just Luka. Kyrie was, Kyrie and him. I think they work together fine. I think there's just
blaming Kyrie.
You gotta give him time.
That's not Kyrie's fault.
I just think it's just.
I'm watching Kyrie cook up.
Yeah, defense is the
defense went from the defense was, I think like top 18, top 15.
Yeah.
Right, they were a 5th seed. When they make
the
Kyrie,
they make
the Kyrie trade. They plummet all the way down to like bottom 5, and then what happens? The record followed. Yeah. Like I think they were allowing 112 or like 111 points before the trade. Then after it jumped up to 117.
And Dub too.
It's hard to win games like that.
You guys saw what they said about what they had asked Luka and what he was saying about the team, like how it's like it's bad or whatever. Kyrie said it's not. It's like shit out there. So they're only speaking about that now. We don't know how long they was feeling like that. So when you don't have the confidence and stuff to play either, that shows on the court.
And Luka need to grow up a little bit. He pout too much.
Luka talking about something he missed. Kyrie talking about it's a whole lot of it's a shit show out there. So they was only talking about that then. I wouldn't know how long it was feeling like that. That type of energy, Dub, it translates to the court.
That's true. Their body language, their body language, and all that. Yeah,
their aura. That aura translates to the court, bro.
That's real. That's real.
His aura.
Negative. What was that word?
It's Steph. They ain't got the Steph Curry aura rubbing off on them.
But let's be real too. Over the next 10 years, is there any player you want to build a team around other than Luka? First of all, I'm taking Luka. I'm taking Luka for next decade.
I'll take Victor Wembanyama.
Like I said,
I think
I'll take Tatum.
When I jumped on Open Gym that day, I told y'all, trade Luka.
That's crazy.
Tatum got more success than him in the playoffs.
There's no player in the NBA I would trade for Luka Doncic. That Luka.
And he played defense.
Luka's an untouchable guy.
Yeah,
nobody don't want to trade him.
The Mavs are better with just Kyrie than they are with just Luka.
That's crazy. I think that's kind of crazy. That's crazy.
They have Bobby in the sense of a win-loss.
I think they better with just Luka.
It's Kyrie.
I don't know the win-loss record exactly, Gabe. So I could easily be wrong in that aspect. But when you watch the ball stops with Luka. The ball moves with Kyrie, and Kyrie is a big dribbler too, and that's why I was so confused when I was watching it. Like, how come the offense flows better when it's just Kyrie out there than it does with Luka?
Luka needs the ball in his hands, 20 seconds to the shot clock, and if he can't get a shot, he kick it out.
Yeah, that's just crazy. To me, that's putting your teammates in a fucked up situation. Like, why do I want the ball when the shot clock is doing this and now I'm catching it?
We've seen Kyrie run his own team though.
Yo, put that super chat up real quick. I gotta address that.
Which one? The last one?
Yeah, I find it so funny.
From Christopher D or
yeah.
My man Christopher D. You want to read it, Dub? Go ahead. You got it.
Yeah, Dub, you add that level of context for Luka missing the playoffs, but ignore 3 starters on Kareem Buck's team missing most of the 1975 season. So context matters for Luka missing the playoffs, but not for Kareem. Let's discuss. Like I say all the time, I don't give a damn about points like that. My issue is people who do care about points like that, people who do gas that shit up like that, y'all do. So when I see that y'all apply that level of criticism to one guy and then not apply it to the other guy, I have a problem with it. I don't give a damn that Kareem missed the playoffs in the back-to-back season because the teams weren't good, but y'all do, and that's my issue.
Talk about it.
They talk about Chris Cook Dub.
Say Dub Cook. Hey, real quick. So two cents tapped in and said, who do you think is better, KD or Luka?
KD
right now. Hold on. Time out. Hold up.
No, I am.
I think Luka's a better playmaker. Luka's a better playmaker and passer than Kevin Durant.
It's fine.
Oh, KD's better.
That's fine.
Luka's passing, playmaking, or whatever is so hyped. It's overrated, bro. And then people say, "Oh, well, how could you not be a good passer and average 7 assists?"
Hey, this guy got the right answer. Whoever said in the chat, Jimmy Butler, that's the right answer.
That's crazy.
That's Himmy, bro.
Jimmy Butler is the most overhyped player right now. This whole Jimmy Butler becomes great in the playoffs. Stop it. It's getting a little ridiculous.
That's Butler.
Jimmy Butler's getting you 12 points in some games the regular season. Like, he is so bad.
Because he's unselfish. That's why. He's unselfish.
He's you know what I'm saying? When you got John, that's the thing. A lot of cats are out here to just put the ball in the basket. Then you got cats that's out here to win games.
Now, I hear you, but I think sometimes he's definitely a little too passive even for his own good. And his offensive bag is not that great. I think his mid-range
Luka's a prima donna. Luka is selfish. Those two things.
Selfish or no? How is Luka selfish? No, Luka seems like a great no. How is a prima donna selfish?
Like Luka, God, you all over it. Selfish.
Yeah, I think.
It's not that I don't like him. And somebody in the chat said, I don't usually do this, but Bob, Luka, what something about Luka would torch me, like, bro, like. What?
Yeah, of course. Every player is torching me. My scale is torching that stuff.
Like, come on, bro. Like, of course, but that doesn't change the fact that he's a bum. So, like, bro, you can't be the the franchise player and be selfish and be a prima donna, bro. It's just
That's what I said.
No one thinks Jimmy Butler's better than Luka Doncic, right? Let's stop. Jimmy Butler's not anywhere close to the point Luka Doncic
No.
is.
Who said
he might not be. He might not be. But I would rather have Jimmy. Thank you, Gabe. That's what we said.
I would much rather have Jimmy on my team, 100%.
Jimmy's just in a better situation. You put Jimmy in that Dallas team, they might be. You take Luka off and put Jimmy on that Dallas team.
That defense.
With Kyrie?
That's a good question. With Kyrie,
yeah, still. Okay, well, they're better. They're better. The Mavericks are better right now if they have Jimmy Butler instead of Luka Doncic.
So your argument for that is because Jimmy's a better fit next to Kyrie.
How old is Jimmy, though?
Yeah, that's
I mean,
that's a very important.
I understand the argument.
I remember when they used to say Jimmy was the problem on the team.
Yeah, but that was just narrative pushing, bro. They couldn't handle a man being
we pushing the narrative.
And
now.
you know what's so annoying, Gabe? But understand this: if Jimmy, this is why I have a problem with just people in general, because y'all believe narratives that are just dumb as fuck to believe. Because if Jimmy Butler never went to the finals, that narrative still would have been a thing over his career. It would have been a thing. The issue, and that's my problem that I just have with people in general. Y'all have so much recency bias, and it's like people just have to prove. They have to go out their way to prove something to y'all, to change a false narrative about somebody that's not true at all. And that's my issue that I have with people. Like, they just don't, they love believing in drama rather than what's actually happening on the court. That happened to Jimmy Butler. It happens with Kyrie. It happens with fucking Luka Doncic. It happens with everybody, bro. And it's just, people are just so stupid.
They forget that.
Jimmy's
they
reputation
forget that he
off
just
that
balled
bubble.
up the last couple years.
Jimmy's reputation been overhyped since that bubble situation, though.
I get that, but people are just so reactionary over some dumb shit.
100%.
Remember it was in Minnesota. Remember that whole situation in Minnesota? That they tried to give Jimmy a black eye for that.
Because Cat is a bum.
And then Philadelphia Sixers.
I'm with you there.
And then the Philadelphia Sixers too, bro. Like, not everybody was over here saying the same thing about the Sixers, how it didn't seem as if everybody was on the same page. Brett Brown couldn't galvanize the troops. Ben Simmons wasn't that fucking guy. And now it took so many years for y'all to figure it out.
Jimmy was on a podcast with JJ Redick one time, and he was saying, "Who's the coach? What was his name?
Brett Brown. Brett Brown,
before Doc. Yeah, was it Brett Brown? Whatever.
Yeah,
whoever the coach was, he was saying Jimmy was like, "How you gonna have?" I think it was Ben Simmons shoot all the shots in the regular season,
had the ball in his hands,
had the ball in his hands, and then you know what I'm talking about, and then switch it up in the playoffs. So that was like, that situation was just tough in general.
Yeah, so it's just. I mean, it is what it is, bro. It's just people believe what they want to believe, right? Mm-hmm. So instead of just looking for the truth, if they see something, they kind of agree with it. Instead of doing the due diligence and researching the shit, they'll just believe the narrative because they semi-agree with it, and they're fine with, just running with that. Instead of just looking for what actually happens. And that's my problem with people, bro. Like, so many times, bro, I see it all the time. So many times, even in basketball communities, like, all talks is, there's one point that promotes a point in which I'm talking about this entire guy in his career. I'm gonna run with that instead of just looking for the truth. And it's just stupid to me. It's just stupid.
People remember moments instead of the totality of one's career, and they use that moment too.
Yes.
And Jimmy wants to play with winners, bro.
They see moments that validates their opinion and just try to promote it to the extreme.
With that, Jimmy wants to play.
Jimmy ain't won nothing.
No, I'm talking about winning mentality in this, like, that way. Because Cat and Andrew Wiggins at that time, they didn't give a fuck about winning. Ben Simmons, you already know Ben Simmons. So you haven't heard anything about Jimmy being a bad teammate now, because in Miami we have a winning culture and we have players on the team that want to win. I know you're not. I'm talking about the people that push that narrative. I'm talking about the people that push that narrative.
That's the truth. Jimmy Butler clearly matches Miami's kind of the culture well. He does. People would say player embodies team culture. He's probably the perfect example of that. So definitely give him that.
Jimmy a grown man, man.
I do agree with what you.
Sometimes
I do agree with what you said, though, Jalen. I think the playoff Jimmy gets a little bit overhyped. I think it gets a little bit overhyped. A little bit. Like, I do think he turns up in the playoffs, but it's like people acting like he goes wild. Like last season was his best. Last season was his best playoff performance in his whole entire career. That doesn't happen all the time. It didn't even happen in the bubble like that. It was just in the bubble. He played very well. No. He was, but it wasn't like that last season.
Last year was even better.
You know what brought me down to earth was the next year against Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Milwaukee. I was
that
like,
was tough. That was tough because that was that.
But you got to put it.
We had that. What do you call it? That real short off season.
We love context on this show, right?
Yeah.
We got to think that Miami just played a month earlier. People
right.
already was hurt on the squad. They was banged up.
We lost our starting 4.
Then you had to restart up and look at that year. Everybody got hurt that year. It was a bad year.
Mm-hmm.
AD and Bron went down. Kate, everybody was going down. Whoever
the two teams that was in the finals was the ones that was hurt most of the year.
Yes, I think. But then we also younger Jimmy was shown. I mean, he wasn't putting up crazy numbers, but younger Jimmy showed that he had it in Chicago. With that, I think it was that last run him and D Rose tried to go on, and then in 19 when they got put out by the Raptors.
Bobby, even in that year that D Wade was there, it was up 2-0 against Boston, and then Rondo got hurt.
That was now. I'm trying to tell you right now. I'm trying to tell y'all right now. Rondo, they made Rondo sit down because the NBA. I'm trying to tell y'all the NBA be doing this shit. They never want Rajon Rondo to look good, and they made Rajon Rondo sit down. There's no way Rajon Rondo doesn't play through a broken finger. Especially the way he was already
the way he played through elbow bends.
Wait, why did the NBA want to sit down?
Didn't he like mess up his whole forearm that one year in Miami and he played through it anyway?
No, that was because D-Wade tried to D-Wade did that cheap shit and tried to take him out. But
I'm saying, but he still played through that, right? He
played through it for the most
yeah.
part.
And ball.
But then it was because you remember Isaiah Thomas was going crazy, and then rest in peace. His sister passed away and whatnot. And there was a lot going on. There was a big storyline with the Celtics doing as good as they were doing. So they couldn't have Rajon Rondo packing them up like that.
That was that year.
Now I believe that might have been the next
series rather.
Yeah, I believe it was that series. Yeah, I believe. I don't know exactly when the tragedy took place.
I thought it was against the Wizards.
Yeah, I'm not sure when the tragedy took place.
Yeah, it was in the first round.
Who when Rajon got hurt?
No, when his
Isaiah Thomas.
Oh yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. I don't know when the tragedy took place. I'm just saying about that particular series. There was a storyline with the Celtics and Isaiah Thomas and all those guys. There was a lot going on. I don't think the NBA likes to see when Rajon Rondo turn up on their. Are you
talking about the year before when, or was it the same year when Rondo? It was Chicago when Rondo and them was locking up Isaiah Thomas, and then when Rondo got hurt, the Bulls.
That's exactly what they were talking about. Yes.
Okay, right.
When they were up 2-0. Rondo got hurt, and then they lost the series.
Yep. And so you know what? So what's realer, Dub? Playoff Rondo or playoff Jimmy?
I think they're both real. It's just I just think Jimmy Butler just gets a bit overhyped.
I think playoff Rondo is definitely.
Oh, they're bringing UD in the game.
Playoff Rondo. I think Rondo's probably. We talk about players of a generation. Rondo might be the most underrated star of a generation. I think kind of what he did in the playoffs, got a couple championships, and he led that Boston team after KG and Paul Pierce. Those guys were older. He had a 3-4 year run where he was that guy putting up.
For sure.
That's why Rajon Rondo clears Chris Paul.
All right, now you're reaching. You're reaching.
You can even peak Chris Paul will take it. Rondo's closer than people think, though. I think Chris Paul definitely better, but Rondo is right. He's up there.
Rondo in his prime was probably close, but it was still CP3.
I just think Rondo, the inability to shoot and the way the game changed, Rondo became less effective because of the shooting. But
I just think he just kept getting put on bad scenarios. Like he went to Dallas, the Kings.
Give Chris Paul, LeBron James in the bubble.
You talk about pure point guards, yeah. You can
make that year Chris Paul too. I think he was great.
I'll be on Chris Paul next, but we ain't gonna take it this far. Rondo was never better than Chris Paul. Never.
He was never.
Yeah, I beg to differ.
What years?
I want to put Rondo's best years. Yeah, I just want to kind of go
specifically those years you were talking about, Gabe. The end of that Boston run. I got Rajon.
Yeah, you got Chris Paul. Your brain saying the right thing.
2011, 2012.
I got Rajon. I had
wasn't like
even
considered the best point guard in the NBA at that time.
To some people.
Come on, Bobby. Come on, Bobby.
And then look. What about what Rajon did when he went to the Pelicans?
Yeah, he was actually great.
That was great. That's a good yes.
What about what CP did with OKC?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
That's a good point. That's a good point. But then wait, hold on. Wait a second. The Lakers don't win it in Orlando without Rajon Rondo. Rajon Rondo turned up in that Denver series, was taking the ball from Jamal Murray. I ain't never seen nobody taking the ball from Jamal like that. Him and Alex Caruso at the point of that attack on defense.
Yeah, but you can say that about anybody. They don't win it without Caruso.
You can't say that about anybody. You can't say that about anybody.
They don't win it without Caruso.
Yeah, I think they might.
Rondo played a big. You can make a case. Rondo was the best defensive point guard for about a 6-year stretch.
Yeah, Rondo he was definitely a better defensive point guard.
Defender than Caruso.
Well, maybe not at that point. But
no, we're talking about
Rondo. Rondo on the Boston. He was a better defender than Chris Paul. 100%.
Chris Paul, yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah, on the Boston Celtics, he wasn't a better scorer. He wasn't.
Bobby, you're muted.
If it wasn't for George Karl, Rajon was going to lead us to the playoffs back with DeMarcus in there.
George Karl, that's right. He was on that unit.
If it wasn't for George Karl, we had that going on.
What a spiteful old man.
It was him, Rudy Gay, Boogie. Who else was on that team?
I feel so bad for Rudy Gay. He was always a loser.
So
I loved Rudy Gay too.
I love Rudy Gay too.
Hey, Chris Paul was definitely considered the best point guard because they was trying to trade him to the Lakers.
Man, but remember at those times, I think they were saying it was either between him and Darren, right?
Darren Williams had a peak too. He had a nice little 3-4 year peak.
You know what, bro? You know what? I gotta say at those times too, like D Rose, Rajon Rondo, not John Wall yet, but John Wall was on his way. And then Darren Williams, we can really talk about it. I don't think Chris Paul was really the top, hands down, best point guard like that.
Nah, he was better than all of them.
He was the best point guard.
Honestly, Chris Paul. Chris Paul, like even
Darren Williams, I'll give you an argument between them two.
Yeah. What year was John Wall around that time? He was barely.
Like he got drafted in 11. I'm pretty sure he got drafted in 11.
He was like second, third year or something. So I don't even think.
Yeah, that's what I said. Not yet. I said not yet, but like 15, 16 though, John Wall had it. So if you ask 16, me,
17,
if they let CP go to Kobe, Kobe's career lasts even longer.
Man,
I mean, sure, yeah, that's a whole.
What was you saying, Jalen? What was you saying?
What was gonna? I kind of lost my train of thought. I was gonna say it. No, I think one of the things that Chris Paul is those guys is that looking back at some of the advanced numbers, like whether it's player pitch rating, VORP, some of these other advanced metrics, they all favor Chris Paul. I know people have up and down relationship with advanced metrics, but when almost every 90% advanced metric favor one player, I'm probably going to go towards him, especially during their peaks. And people forget Chris Paul's peak was with
Clippers.
Hornets?
Not the Clippers. No, Hornets. The Hornets. His peak season was the Hornets. His peak was that kind of that 2-year run with the Hornets. I think was the best Chris Paul.
That was
the Clippers one was good.
Probably his best scoring peak, but I mean, I think him on the Clippers. I think he still had that on the Clippers. He just didn't do it as much because he had so many guys on his team.
Exactly. Yeah, he didn't need to. He needed to do more on the Pelicans. Which, I understand.
Because he had David West on there, Tyson Chandler.
Yeah. Paige Stojakovic. That was a nice team.
It was a good team, but compared to having DeAndre who needed his lobs, Blake who needed his lobs, and Blake was actually balling.
DeAndre Jordan, the worst All-NBA center of all time. I think it was first team
All-NBA.
That's the worst first team
DeAndre carried Chris Paul.
That's crazy.
Yo, Bobby, let me ask you a question then, Bobby. Did DJ deserve first team All-NBA over Boogie that year?
That's crazy. Anything that.
I mean, there's no way I would consider DeAndre Jordan better than Boogie at all.
Yeah, there you go.
And CP's prime, he didn't get to play with them type of players.
So CP3 made DeAndre Jordan a first team All-NBA center, bro. That's crazy.
Didn't. Bro, what I'm saying is it's easier to throw the lob than it is to catch the lob.
That's not true because you got to run the pick and roll.
No, it ain't, bro.
Like,
it is, bro. I mean, to me, maybe that's because I'm just an excellent passer. Then I don't know.
If me throwing you lobs makes you a first team All NBA center, I'm the one making you the first team All NBA center because I'm the one giving you the ball.
Yeah. No, is it easier to throw the ball or catch the ball?
You could throw the ball to yourself.
No, catch it.
All right, see.
I mean, they're both equally easy.
You said if it's easier. It's easier to catch.
Bobby, if I'm the one passing you the ball, easy lobs, bro, on the pick and roll. I'm the one setting you up.
Are those lobs really easy?
All right, let me ask you this. Watch this, Gabe.
Real quick, Dub.
Go ahead.
I definitely want to hear this, but I don't want to forget what I'm about to say to Gabe. If damn, let me forget it. Oh, how many is there more players in the NBA that can throw the ball to the top of the backboard, or more players in the NBA that can catch the ball at the top of the backboard?
There's more players that can
throw it. A lot of NBA players can throw it. Like
yeah, you're simplifying the pass too much. I think how fast they're playing the game.
It's a simple pass. You come off the pick and roll, you boom, make him come to you. Right there.
But do you think all point guards can draw that defensive attention that Chris Paul did?
If you're coming off the pick and roll,
I don't think they can.
Because they respect Chris Paul's game.
Okay. Well, check this out. Mike Conley could have replaced Chris Paul.
Mike Conley is a bucket, but Mike Conley was great in his time, but he's not creating lobs.
Mike Conley could have replaced Chris Paul with the Clippers.
No,
you know what?
Been way worse.
You know what? Check this out, guys. Darren Collison.
Nah, you got it.
Chris Paul on
That's
the
crazy.
Let me ask you this: did Thomas Bryant make Russ and LeBron's job easier, or the other way around?
Yeah, there you go. I like it, Dub. Dub's on one today.
Did Thomas Bryant make their job easier?
Yes.
By doing what?
By fucking catching lobs.
When AD was hurt,
I think anybody that's a lob threat makes it easier for the point guard. Remember, we talked about this before, Dub. Those are bailouts. They're bailing him out of sticky situations.
My opinion is LeBron and Russ, because they're so skilled, they're so understanding of how to create that advantage for the big man to get that lob. They're making it easier for Thomas Bryant to get off. There's a reason why Thomas Bryant can't do it on the Nuggets right now.
Thomas Bryant isn't Blake and DeAndre though. Like, this
I'm just saying. All I'm saying is
the
point is the guy, the ball handler, having the understanding of how to draw the defenses in, how to make a pinpoint pass in the middle of traffic. That matters.
He was throwing them all over the place. These cats was just jumping out the gym, grabbing.
Brian didn't even like that though.
That's what I'm saying. That's why
you gotta have timing.
But look, timing to know when to jump and catch the
ball.
No,
to know when to throw it.
Wait. Check it out. You're talking about drawing defense. If I come off a pick and roll, and I'm in the middle of the paint, it's not like, it's because it's me. It's because I'm a basketball player and I have the ball. Somebody has to step up.
Bobby,
no. So how many?
Yes, but Chris Paul's gravity is more like.
Oh man,
how many lobs do you think?
So he got Jupiter type gravity. Come on, bro.
How many?
Chris Paul, how crazy is Chris Paul's mid range, Bobby? You have to send two people every single time.
No, single time. No, you ain't lying. You ain't lying.
A lot of players like
that. You acting like the dude's smaller. The people, even that. Chris Paul's smaller than everybody. Dribbling through traffic, he sees everybody. Here you go, brother.
People on him, Gabe. That's crazy.
No,
I didn't understand Chris Paul did more than just throwing lobs. Like, how many lobs did he really complete every game?
No,
100%. You're right. I'm staying on this point because he's trying to devalue this like it's an easy thing. It is not an easy thing to be doing that on the NBA level at that.
Okay, well, I have no idea how easy it is to do anything in the NBA. Okay.
I know. I think you're judging it. I think you're judging it off of what you're doing it like outside, and I'm like, outside is probably easier, but like NBA level is like, come on, man, that's hard.
What I'm saying is, like I told you, if you got a big athletic center, you can come off that pick and roll, and if it's not like it's just because of who it is that you have to step up. Anybody gets into the paint, whoever's the back line has to step up, bro. Like you have
Okay,
to.
I feel what Bobby's saying because now I understand it. Because I have seen people where they'll just be like, they'll tell their teammates, just throw the bitch up. There's people out there that's like, yo, just throw that bitch
I
up.
ain't talking about them type of lobs. Like,
yeah, but I'm not gonna
Wade
lie.
and Bron used to throw lobs.
Bro, like I told you,
I don't think that applies to Chris Paul.
When I was in Australia, I was playing with a cat named Kevin Davis, right? And I'm not a point guard. I'm a forward. I come off right here, and I'm not the best passer in the world. I'm a good passer, but I'm like, yo, I just throw the ball up, bro. He's there, bro. He's there, and like, bro, it's to me, it's just simple, bro. If you got a guy that's 6'11", long ass arms, can jump out the bro. You don't
think. Hold on, Gabe. You don't think two things can be true at the same time?
Yes, for sure.
That they both make it easier for each other.
Okay, we'll say that.
Okay, then. All right, we'll agree on that one.
With it.
Because I've seen people make guys who couldn't get lobs with other guys, but be able to fucking. I've seen
people could make them alley-oop passes.
Can I list off a couple guys that could replace Chris Paul?
No.
Right, you don't want to do that. We don't want to get disrespectful here.
I gotta use the bathroom anyway. Go ahead, do whatever you want.
Okay, well there's Andre Miller.
Okay, I mean, Andre Miller was that dude. He was a great passer, very underrated, but he wasn't Chris Paul. We gotta stop.
What's wrong with Andre Miller?
Are you talking about just his playmaking, or you can?
He's not doing what Chris Paul.
Yeah,
Andre Miller.
He's not impacting the team like Chris Paul did. Yes, he could throw a lob. But he's not impacting them winning games.
Grievous more than just offense. I mean,
Grievous Vasquez.
Stop it. Okay, I'm out. Grievous Vasquez. Come on, you compare Grievous Vasquez to Chris Paul. You think no? Now we're trolling. There's no. I know how you're trolling. Ain't no way. Grievous Vasquez.
You said Grievous who?
Ain't
Grievous
no
Vasquez.
Oh my God, y'all! So y'all don't got Grievous?
Who?
No, Grievous Vasquez is not doing what Chris Paul did on the Clippers.
No.
He's not leading up to 50+ wins for how many ever consecutive seasons it was. Grievous Vasquez. I mean, that's
neither is Andre Miller.
Andre Miller. I'm for sure about Andre Miller. I was big reaching with Grievous.
You talking about in the sense of throwing lobs, Bobby? You're just filling Chris Paul's role.
Okay, so with Grievous, I was talking about the lob part. With Andre Miller, I'm talking about everything.
No, he's not. Andre Miller is a very underrated point guard. Long career. He can get you 10 assists a game and all that. He's not impacting winning in a game like Chris Paul.
Oh, Jalen, I got another one for you.
Maybe.
Jared Jack.
See, these are great like backup point guards. I see what you're doing. Like they're just great fundamental backup point guards. But you're disrespecting Chris Paul crazy right now. These are guys that are going to lead a team to 50, 60 wins or win a round in the playoffs for you. You know what I mean? Like Chris Paul is that guy.
I'm not trying to disrespect Chris Paul. I'm just saying, like, I don't think his role for the Lob City Clippers in particular, I'm particularly talking about the Lob City Clippers. I don't think that his job was incredibly tough like that. Like,
can you hear what the chat's saying? What's the chat saying right now?
Ricky Rubio went crazy on that Clippers squad.
Ricky Rubio's game would suit it well, but again, what's the chat saying right now? Read us some chat. I want to hear what the chat's saying about this.
He trolling.
They think I'm trolling. I'm dead serious.
He really feeling this way, chat. He really feeling this way. Damn.
No, Andre Miller was a good point guard, period.
So that Grievous Vasquez going to be clipped. So I'm going to put that on TikTok.
But we talking about Chris Paul, one of the greatest.
Clippers like Chris Paul.
That's easily a top 5.
He trolling Dub. We're Dub.
Yeah, what do you have? Like you have Chris Paul's top 10 point guard time, top 5? Definitely not top 5, I think, but top 10 easy.
He's I got Chris Paul somewhere in that 7 to 10 range for sure.
Yeah, I got him in the 10.
Who you have ahead of him? You got Magic ahead of him. You got Isaiah Thomas ahead of him.
Curry.
You got Curry ahead of him.
Hold on 1 second. My kid's back here fighting over the switch.
Cool. Gotcha.
Top. Yeah. It's a few of them.
You said Jared
Jack. Jared Jack. I mean, again, great backup point guard. But yeah, I mean, let's say for this point guard, you have.
Yo, UD is cooking right now, bro. Oh my God.
I mean, last game, right? UD last game.
Yeah.
But shout out UD collecting a check for the past decade, doing nothing but averaging 2 points a game.
No, he's more than just about. He's the leader of the team. That's the voice in the locker room.
That's my guy.
You've been saying that
Big
about
UD.
Sure.
He be the. Who was he? He told Jimmy he could get some work with him.
He did.
Like, yeah, me and you could just mix it up.
How many years of production did UD really have where he was a
you know, I wasn't old enough to know that. Like, he was more like
Jared Jackson.
Yeah. I was gonna say for sure.
That was wild.
That's wild. But so what you were saying, John? So yeah. So I would say Magic, Oscar, Isaiah, Isaiah, J Kidd, Steve, J Kidd, J Kidd, John Stockton.
Did you say Curry?
Curry. You said Curry. That's 7.
So that's 7 players above.
Chef number 2.
I think Chris Paul. I think you can put ahead of a guy like J Kidd. I think the argument's there. Steve Nash. I
can't put him in front of J Kidd.
Oh my God, you need actually close. Right now.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna fight you on that because I think it's so close. It's just like, you
know. Chris Paul's definitely top 10. Definitely. Yeah, okay. And you know what? On top of that, in an all-time list, I will definitely put Chris Paul a spot in front of Rajon Rondo as well too.
Of course.
So you're saying all this, and you're telling me Jared Jack can replace him?
On that Lob City Clippers team in particular. On that Lob City Clippers team in particular, I could see Jared. Well, I can see Andre Miller. Replacing Chris Paul.
Okay.
Now, shout out Andre Miller though. Again, very underrated. So I don't want to talk down Andre Miller, but
that little fake timeout he used to do was fire.
I think Chris Paul did a little more scoring on that Clippers team that people remember, especially in the playoffs. Like he was getting you 25 points in a lot of games.
What's your problem with Andre Miller though, Chad?
I like Andre Miller. I thought it was great.
It's his scoring, bro. He's not feeling Chris Paul scoring. He's not. He can feel the playmaking 100%, but that scoring part, Bobby, he don't got that.
Who? Andre Miller? Andre Miller get a bucket. Andre Miller gets a bucket.
I did some crazy stat from like 2000, 2010. Andre Miller is, I want to say, like top 3 in assists of that decade or top 5, something like that. Something insane with Andre Miller for that decade. He was just a consistent guy, always on the court. He could start for you in times, good backup. No, he was great.
So, well, yeah. I mean, we're gonna kind of wrap it up with some playoff talks, playoff predictions, and stuff. With the standings as they are now, I know we all had like our early season rankings and whatnot.
Yeah.
But as they are now, what are we thinking?
I'm thinking in the. Go ahead.
Go. You go first.
I gotcha. So I think in the East, the clear favorites, Milwaukee, Boston, and I think Philly, just with Joel Embiid. When you have a guy who's potentially the league MVP, you have to throw him in there. But it's just so wide open. I think a guy with Cleveland, when you have a guy like Donovan Mitchell, could you steal you a series against one of these guys? Very possible. I think Evan Mobley, Jared Allen could definitely make Giannis work. Not that they're going to stop him, but they're going to definitely have to defend him. So I think it's Milwaukee, Boston, Philly, and I think Cleveland is very interesting. I'm a little biased towards the
Raptors. Oh my god!
I think a team like the Raptors in the play-in. I think if they get into the playoffs, I just think their length with guys like Scotty Barnes, OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam can really give a lot of teams a challenge, especially in the playoffs. So I would say the Raptors are a very kind of a sleeper team, and the West. I mean, the West is, it's crazy confident. You have Phoenix Suns probably the favorites. After that, if Golden State wins, if Andrew Wiggins can come back to being that 18 points a game per guy, giving you elite defense, hitting those open shots, I think they can easily beat any team in the West. With the Lakers, people forget, a healthy LeBron James and a healthy Anthony Davis have not lost in the playoffs. They have not lost a playoff series where both of them are healthy. Right, so if those two guys are healthy, you give him D. Rush, who's going to hit the open three, do a bit of his own playmaking. If you have Austin Reeves, who he seems like the best undrafted player this year and over the past 5 years, dude's been absolutely insane lately. Malik Beasley, giving him if he can get hot from shooting. The Lakers, no one wants to see the Lakers because no one wants to see a healthy LeBron James and Anthony Davis, who LeBron James, even at this point in his career, can be the best player in a playoff series. He might not be the best player over 82 games, but in a 7-game series, LeBron James has the ability to be the best player. We saw AD's peak. AD's peak is literally he could be a Giannis in a game or two. The consistency is the thing with him. One game he looks like Giannis.
He could be better than Giannis.
Yeah, one game he looks like Giannis, and the other game he looks like Mo Bamba. You know what I mean? So he's very up and down there.
The crazy thing, all those players you name like D'Lo, Beasley, even Schroeder, they could play great in a 7-game series, but they can.
I think Schroeder is an incredible.
They could also sell in a 7-game series.
Fact, they definitely sell. So the Lakers highs are very high.
We have.
But we see Shooter hit some big buckets too. Shooter's had some clutch moments this year.
Zero.
That's why I like him. That's why I like him off the bench instead of him starting.
Yeah, I like him as a backup point guard for sure.
He messed his money up selling.
He did. That man sold.
Honestly, I think the teams people really would pick in the West are Phoenix, the Clippers, Warriors, and the Lakers. I don't think anyone expects Denver. I think
for Memphis.
You know what? I think Jokic is great. I think people are hating on him too much. I think Denver has the best home court advantage in the league. People forget about the whole altitude. People forget about the whole altitude in Denver, how that affects players. That's a real thing that people don't realize. So I think that they have the best home court advantage in the league. I think when it comes to Denver, I think Jokic is going to show up for sure. It's going to come down to Jamal Murray and MPJ. If Jamal Murray can find there was a bubble form. He had a couple crazy 50-point games.
I don't think he's gonna be that though.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So if he can maybe step up a little bit with MPJ, I think they have a chance. But I think they'll win a round or two. But I think they're losing to Golden State. I think Denver loses to the Lakers. I think that's a matchup thing mostly, and I think they lose to the Suns. So I'm not too worried about Denver. Memphis, again with John Morant, I just don't trust them too. No Steven Adams has been huge on their defensive turnout.
That's the problem.
Is he still hurt?
He's still hurt.
And Brandon Clark is hurt too.
Yeah, Brandon Clark's hurt too. So injuries definitely hurt. Sacramento, I think that's kind of a young team. No defense, but they can score with anybody. So I think it's just the Suns, Clippers, Warriors, and Lakers. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You got to say that again when Bobby come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's a Kings fan. He'll go crazy with them.
Fan. Yeah, I mean, the Kings, I mean, it's just great offense. They just don't play defense. They really don't. Like Fox, Sabonis.
You know who got the best defense in the league?
I think the Kings could beat the Clippers, in my opinion. Without Paul George.
Is Paul George going to be ready for the playoffs or no?
Not the first round, I don't think so. What are we going to say? Right. I'll host this bitch up right now.
Yeah, no.
So this is what I'm saying. Yeah. It's the so the playoffs, right? It's about to start up and everybody talking about the Kings ain't got no defense or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So who they got their potential matchup is the Warriors, right?
The Kings in the first round.
Kings might get swept by the Warriors. It's definitely 4-0.
I'm saying the
what?
I don't know about swept.
What? With Andrew Wiggins back, they might get swept.
There's no way
I'll just walk back in there.
That is crazy.
People not talking about the Warriors defense not being good this year.
It has fallen off since last year.
You know that they only won like 2 games on the road against 500. Above 500 teams.
Their road travels
that's tough too for the Warriors. They're not gonna have an advantage this year.
It might be one because I think the team that they might have lost and went below 500.
And so look, Sacramento's a 3 seed right now, but in reality, everyone says Phoenix Suns are better, Clippers are better, Warriors, Lakers, Denver. So they're like the 6th or 7th best team in the West in terms of playoff rankings. Like if the Kings were to play any of those teams right now, no one's picking the Kings over the Clippers, the Warriors,
Lakers.
Paul George, you're right. The Paul George factor with the Clippers, I'll give you that 100%. Warriors, no. Lakers, again, I just think AD is going to give Sabonis the work. LeBron's going to do his thing.
That's a 7-game series.
Yeah, that's big. Denver versus Sacramento, I'm taking Denver. Man, it's just one of those things.
The Warriors this year ain't the same Warriors as last year.
Mm-hmm.
They're definitely not, but I think people will underestimate the impact Wiggins will have when he's back on the court. I think that's such a huge piece defense. You make case Andrew Wiggins is the best.
But what if it take him a little second to get his rhythm back?
That is
and
true
about
as
the
well.
time
He wasn't even on the court that time he missed. He just came back on the court the other day.
No, that's 100%. So 100%. His his stamina.
I mean, I got the Warriors too. Don't get it twisted. But I'm saying it just I don't know if it's gonna be a cakewalk like that because Sacramento got offensive power and the Warriors basically based off offensive power right now. They defense not too, it ain't up to par like it was last year. A lot of pieces is hurt. Wiggins ain't played.
Yeah,
and it's about to be playoff time.
They just threw a lot to you, D. Oh, that's crazy.
He caught it. Yeah.
Wiggins caught it. He caught it, Gabe.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yes. That's crazy. You can still do that. Good for you, D.
That was
good for you,
crazy.
D. Not this, but like Wiggins' conditioning will be a factor for the Warriors. But again, obviously with their championship experience, they have all of that. And if Wiggins can get back, even give him 20, if Wiggins can give him even 20, 25 minutes first round, and I mean, if the Warriors face the Suns first round, that could be a little problematic. If that happens. They could definitely lose to the Suns. But look, if the Lakers played Denver in the first round, the Lakers beat them.
Easy.
I think easy. Yeah,
5 or 6. 5 or 6.
Lakers beat Denver. If the Lakers face Memphis first round, I think they easily beat them too. So I just think those 3 teams, Denver, Memphis, Sacramento, I don't think they.
So you got the Lakers and Suns in the conference final.
If I was thinking, yeah,
so. that would be the best matchup in my opinion.
Lakers and Suns, and then that's just
bro. UD caught a lob, bro.
UD caught a lob?
Yes, and he dunked the shit out of that bitch.
That's funny as hell.
Like who does Sacramento beat in the first round? Like who does Sacramento beat in the first round? I don't think they beat any of
them.
The
go up against the Warriors. If the Warriors are as bad on the road, probably the Warriors.
So like if those road struggles are 100% a thing, I still think the Warriors. It's not even a close series. I think again sweep or 4-1 against Sacramento. Yeah, so I think again it's just a healthy Lakers team. I'm taking Phoenix, healthy Lakers.
I think they might beat the Clippers.
What are you talking about?
I said that because today
he don't know what he's talking about.
The standings can still change. If the Clippers somehow manage to lose and the Warriors win, the Warriors become the 5th seed and the Clippers are the 6th seed.
Will the Lakers become the 6th seed at all?
The Clippers need to lose today, and the Warriors need to lose. They both need to lose. Yes.
Bro, that playing game.
Because then the Warriors will be the 6th seed. The Lakers.
No, they don't. If the Warriors lose and the Lakers win, they'll be the 6th seed.
Yeah, the Lakers will be the 6th seed. Warriors be 7th seed, and Clippers will be 5th seed.
Yeah, I think the Warriors will win. I think the Lakers end up 7. That playing game against the Pelicans.
If the Lakers play the Kings, Bobby.
That's
Gabe.
I haven't said it this whole season because I didn't like the vibe, but the Lakers are the only team we're ducking, bro. The Lakers are the only squad we're ducking. We're not.
Sabonis don't want to see Vanderbilt, bro.
We're not. No, he's not worried about him. It's Anthony Davis.
Both of them.
We're not worried about the Suns at all. We're definitely not worried about the Warriors. We're not worried about the Clippers. We don't want to play the Lakers, and that's it.
You're not worried about the Suns at all?
You gotta have the dribble. You gotta catch.
You got Devin Booker. You got
the Suns. The Suns not ready, bro. The Suns not ready.
No, who was ready? Jesus, when he died on the cross for our sins, man. Happy Easter. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter, yo. Shout out our GOAT member Comatose. If you want to become a GOAT member, it's nothing but a click away.
What happened, Primo?
Hey, Gabe, we was just talking about Bob going on one of these famous rants at the beginning.
Man.
What rant?
He get deep in his bag.
What rant? About us not worrying about the Suns? Like, the Suns ain't nobody, bro. They got, look.
I feel you, bro.
The thing about it is Chris Paul at this stage in his career, it's like, but what are you even doing out here right now? Like,
that's the thing, though. That's the thing.
He's guarding Harrison Barnes and Keegan Murray.
He won't be guarding them, but
yes. That's like, when we play the Suns, he guards Harrison Barnes and Keegan Murray. Harrison Barnes is cooking Chris Paul, but they can't put him on any of our guards. He can't keep up with De'Aaron. He can't keep up with Davion. He can't keep up with Malik. They got bad matchups all around.
Is Ayton guarding Sabonis? Ayton guarding Sabonis?
He better hope not.
Yeah, Ayton's gonna get cooked. Ayton's gonna get hooked by Sabonis. I'm not gonna lie. Ayton will get cooked by Sabonis.
I mean, which he is though. He is guarding Sabonis, and I don't mean no disrespect to DeAndre Ayton because I really do like DeAndre Ayton, but that's not a good matchup for DeAndre.
It's not.
You know, he. It's just a bad matchup for him. On top of that, now look, we're definitely.
I'm gonna tell you a bad matchup. Kevin Durant.
Okay, now I was just getting to that. We're not Kevin Durant's a bad matchup for everybody. Devin Booker. But one thing we do have is we have some big wings, some long wings.
Bro, they could play.
Bobby, that don't matter when it's Kevin Durant. Bro.
No. But all I'm saying is like we're not gonna stop KD or Devin Booker. But we're at least gonna make it like when you shoot, we gotta head up between Harrison Barnes. Well, look, we do have some wing defenders. We got.
You know who's gonna guard Devin Booker?
Hold on.
Who are you gonna say?
We got. So look, if y'all was watching the time before the last week played the Suns, Kessler. Hold on, I'm trying to tell you, bro. Kessler Walker made it real hard on or Kessler. What's his name? Kessler. Yeah, Kessler.
Walker. You talking about on the Jazz?
Yeah, Jazz Walker Kessler.
Kessler. Y'all don't know Kessler. He's the young boy.
Walker Kessler.
Yeah, Walker Kessler.
He's a great.
No. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about.
Chris
Kessler,
D said he dropped hella bread.
He's on the Kings. He's on the Kings.
He could be patient. Chris D know we're gonna get to him.
You said wait. What teams he's on?
I'm about to send you the
Kessler
link,
Edwards. It's Kessler Edwards. We got Kessler Edwards. He made it real tough for Devin Booker. Besides that, like, no, we're not. Obviously, nobody's gonna stop Kevin Durant. But between Keegan Murray, Harrison Barnes,
Devin Booker.
Hold on, yo. Let me tell you. Besides the fact that nobody can stop the Kevin
Devin
Durant,
Booker.
we got, besides the fact that nobody can guard Kevin Durant, we got
or Devin Booker.
Bro, let me finish what I'm saying about Kevin Durant, bro. We got Harrison Barnes. We got We got Devin. We got Harrison Barnes. We got Keegan Murray. We got Trey Lyles. We got Kessler Edwards. We got defenders. And on top of that, nobody wants to bring the ball up the court with Davion Mitchell with his forehead in your chest, bro.
Davion Mitchell is one of the best guard defenders.
Like, I don't know what y'all think. It's not sweet like what y'all think it is. Y'all gotta stop that basketball reference.
I just think
I watched them people put 140 on them.
No, Davion Mitchell is one of the best guard defenders in the league. Davion Mitchell is going to make Devin Booker work. People don't realize how good Davion Mitchell is defensively. He has one of the highest, I want to say top three defensive rating for a guard this year. I mean, he's one of the best guard defenders in the league, if not.
Shit, we've seen Devin Booker go to sleep in the playoffs, huh, Doug?
Hey, that's what KD for.
Yeah, actually, yes.
KD,
and I seen KD get swept in the playoffs last year.
I forgot about last year.
Yeah, by JT Money, the Boston Celtics.
I would say
look, with De'Aaron Fox for the same way.
Going to the ship.
Hey, De'Aaron Fox for the same way.
I would say this. The problem that the Kings have is, I think y'all have defenders like to get like key stops, but y'all play too fast. So with y'all playing too fast, no, it's gonna allow KD, Devin Booker, and them guys to get a rhythm. And if those guys get a rhythm, like, don't matter how much good defense you're playing, like they're just gonna shoot you.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, who on our team? Who can they guard?
No, I agree. It's all about.
But
the thing is, I'm more worried about the Suns being hot rather than the Kings being hot.
Yeah,
and the Kings in the way they play.
He might not. Now, De'Aaron Fox may not do it. It may not look the same as Devin Booker, but everything that Devin Booker gives us, De'Aaron give it right back to them. Everything that they give us, Domantas Sabonis give right back to them.
No,
so that's what I'm saying. What do y'all like?
Not on the scoring.
Why
not?
Why not?
He's not going to produce with
them. Sabonis can give you 25, 30 points a game. If he doesn't give you the 11, 12 assists, Sabonis can give you 25, 30.
Especially on 25, 30 points.
On 8, I'm telling you, on DeAndre 8, Sabonis can get you 30 points.
Yo, DeAndre's going to get bullied. Every game,
terrible defender.
He's gonna be under the basket getting dunked on.
He can have a 30-point game,
25, 30 points in this playoff.
Yeah, I don't think
he got it.
I don't know.
I don't think he's gonna average 30, but he could easily average 20. He could easily average 25 against the Celtics.
Yeah, I'll give him 20 to 25. Not no 25 to 30. That's crazy.
25, 30. You talking about that?
Like, matter of fact, now that I think about it, bro, we just a better team all around. Yeah, they got Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, but all around we just a better team, bro. When we got a big shot maker named Kevin Huerter, you know what I'm saying? Don't let Malik Monk see the ball go in the rim 2 times. If he shoot the ball after when his first shot, if it hits the rim, that means he hot. So if it hits the rim. If it hits the rim, that means he hot. All the ball got to do is touch the rim.
Sacramento has a better 10-man rotation than the Suns, but the Suns
got a better 20-man rotation than the Suns.
Yeah, but the Suns got a more elite 7-man. In the playoffs, rotations get short in the playoffs.
Going down
in the playoffs, it's a 7-8-man rotation.
Yo, Primo, look, check it out. Hey, Doug Christie will strap him up, and we are running their ass. If we got, he on our bench,
I see what you're trying to say. Like we
got people to keep throwing at him. Like we could keep.
They still got players. They got a couple players still over there on the bench.
Cameron Payne is a bum.
We talking about Cameron Payne?
I'm saying you bringing up Doug Christie.
But Doug Christie's a coach. I was just kind of saying that just to
Can
kind
you
of prove a point.
imagine
Like,
if KD loses in the
You
first
bring it
round
up
of
nuts.
That would be
back-to-back
nasty. That would be nasty.
That's
That would be
crazy.
nasty.
back-to-back
He's not even
seasons?
playing.
You know how many people would kill this man, bro?
Yeah,
If
especially
he
with the
loses
Suns
to the
team.
Sacramento Kings,
Even if he plays good,
Man,
we'll
quit
be
Even
playing.
if he plays
Well, not,
good.
but just that. But look, that's not the matchup though.
Yeah, I think if the
That's not
Suns
the
play
matchup.
I think the Suns play the Warriors, he'll get a pass. If the Warriors get to a 5th seed, or
No,
something,
if the Warriors beat Kevin Durant, it's over for him.
It's,
Oh, yeah, it's
done.
It's up. It's up.
It's
It's up.
I mean, it's just like the Warriors are such a great team. It doesn't move.
That's
like,
the
it doesn't
problem.
do it,
They're
you know?
the worst team, and if Kevin Durant loses to them, it's up for him.
No, KD's legacy's done. He lost to
It's done
Steph
for him.
Curry in the
Right.
head-to-head.
Yo,
playoffs, and he didn't
remember how I was calling?
He
How I was
about to
calling
lose.
Steph?
What if he lose to Kawhi? Right now.
That's beautiful. But remember,
It's
It's
remember,
not
I,
as
was,
it won't be as
impactful.
bad. Yeah, it won't be as
It's
bad
not
as
as
it was
impactful.
for the Warriors.
I said
You
that
gotta
Steph
take
was
his spot,
KD's.
man.
I said Steph was KD's pops before the season. Now if KD beat if Steph beat KD in these playoffs, bro, it's gonna be a
That
fun
means
summer.
KD
It's
never
gonna
beat
be a
Steph.
fun summer.
That means KD never beat Steph in a
But
postseason.
does that mean that Steph's a better
Not
player
better
than
than
Kevin
No,
Durant?
what-
though?
Yes,
What
he's
that-
better.
what
He's
that-
better. He's better.
I would-
See, I don't know.
that
I
means-
thought
What
People
that
want
means
to
It's
is-
legacy
Yeah.
talk. It's just legacy
He's not
talk.
better
legacy
than
talk. He's
Steph,
not better.
man.
Hey, what
Stop
it
this.
means is call Dale. First thing, call
The
Dale.
chef is better than him.
All right, what do you guys think about Boston versus Milwaukee?
I can't wait for me to be
That's-
right.
Yo,
about that
if the
series.
Celtics win, I'm gonna hide from Dub. I do not.
Okay,
Bro,
I'm
I
gonna
hope y'all
hide.
know,
I'm
like
gonna
it's.
hide from Dub.
Well,
Nah.
y'all need to start hiding now because it's gonna happen.
Yo, it's not gonna happen. You know why, Dub?
Sorry.
I'm gonna tell you why it's not gonna happen. Because Milwaukee's not even gonna make it there. Because the Cleveland Cavaliers are gonna take care of them in the second
That's
round.
I
right.
think
So
that's
give it
a
up 30
really
points.
bad matchup for the
Cleveland.
Bucks. I think
Yeah.
Cleveland can beat them. I'm not even
That's
holding you.
Hey, I'm talking about
Good.
Cavs. Hey, Cavs and 6.
Cavs in Boston. Man,
I don't
in the
hate it. I get it.
conference
Evan
finals.
Mobley, I think, is a guy that
What
can
do you
definitely
want,
make
bro?
Giannis work. You know,
Evan
Jared
Mobley's
Allen in
the
the
X
paint
factor in
doing
that
his
team.
thing with Brook Lopez. They match up well. Donovan Mitchell, I think you can say the best scorer in that series.
bro.
He's the guy that's more likely to give you 40, 50 points in a game.
But
And Garland
Get down
tough
to it.
too.
Garland's
Garland
tough.
the beast.
That's a match. That's a great series.
Who
Matchup,
is Drew
matchup,
Holiday
Garland
going
versus
to
Drew Holiday.
guard?
Probably
Probably Donovan.
Probably,
Yeah, he
probably
go
Donovan.
back
Yeah, he gonna have
He
to
should-
guard
he should-
Mitchell.
You need to put Drew on the best players.
If Drew
So guess what
shuts
Garland
down
gonna
Donovan
do?
a little bit, or makes him if Donovan struggles against Drew, then I think Drew's legacy goes an up notch. Like hit that defensive, because the whole defensive Drew Holiday thing is a big conversation now. How really good is he defensively, especially all time? If he stops a guy like Donovan Mitchell in the playoffs or makes him struggle, I think that'll kind of elevate him a little bit for sure.
I think it would too, but bro,
He already
Cleveland,
he a champion. Hold on.
Cleveland
Donovan
versus
Mitchell was hold on. He ain't did nothing. Like
Cleveland
Drew
versus
Holiday did this in the championship round.
But he's saying that.
No.
I mean, regardless,
Yeah,
Donovan
they-
Mitchell's a great offensive player.
great scorer,
Cleveland-
great scorer.
Cleveland's gonna be like a great team that I really think they could beat the Bucks. Like I don't think the Bucks
too.
want to see them at all.
They
At
don't.
all,
Who do
bro.
the Celtics not want to see?
Don't
though?
nobody want to see the land.
I think they're better than everybody, so
Oh,
it don't
they
matter
wanna
who they see.
The team
I'm
in
rooting
Miami,
for the
man.
Kings.
The Celtics don't want to see. The Celtics don't want to see the Heat, and I think
They
that's
don't
it.
want to
I
see
think
us.
the Heat's
They
don't
don't
want
want
to
to
see.
see
The
us.
Celtics have the best defense in the league right now. Am I wrong?
No, I
No?
don't think
I
so.
Where
think
is it? Where is
Cleveland,
that?
I think Cleveland does, don't they?
Is it
Cleveland.
Doesn't Cleveland?
Yeah, Cleveland did,
Let me see.
but the Lakers got the best defense in the league. Come on, man.
Since the trade deadlines, people I
We
don't know.
know
Stop it. Stop it.
They do.
They do. They
I
do,
don't
dog.
care.
They do.
I don't care.
Small
So
sample
104
size.
rating,
Cleveland,
boy.
Cleveland has
Defensive
the best
rating.
Boston is 4,
Boston
Miami
is-
second.
Yeah.
Boston's 4, Miami second. I
Wait,
don't know.
from what time are you looking at, though?
I'm looking at
Whole season,
defensive
right?
rating. That's it.
Right, but for, like in what time span? The whole season?
Yeah, the whole
Or-
season. the
Yeah,
whole
you
season.
looking at the whole season.
Oh, Boston's
Yeah.
third. Boston's third. My
Third,
bad.
okay, I don't know.
But
Yeah.
hey, yo, let me get to these super chats before Christopher D jump through the screen and strangle me. Let me take care of this. On top of that, I am a W host. I would never neglect the super chats, like some hosts that we all know.
Ron,
Hey, Corey,
speak-
it sounds like mine is just all the way down your throat right now, bro. So.
Well,
Yo.
oh,
Hey.
shit. Okay.
Just
Super
saying.
chat,
It
super
just,
chat,
it just
super
sounds
chat.
like that.
So Christopher D says, Gabe, why you
that was
saying
when I was
us?
talking about the Lakers. That's when I was
You a
talking about
Miami
the
guy,
Lakers.
stop. You were
I
saying
am,
us with the Lakers?
Yeah, I'm a LeBron guy.
Okay. Wait. You're a LeBron guy, even though he promised y'all not one, not two.
Bro,
not
I was
three.
like 10 years old when that happened. I didn't really care.
You
I
know,
was like
Chris,
7.
losers
I was
for
7 years old when he said that. I don't care.
Christopher D. covered another one. Yo, Bobby, send me the link. This Bron love as the GOAT already is making me nauseous.
I mean, he is the GOAT. He is the GOAT, Christopher. You got to face reality. The reality of the situation is he is the GOAT. Jordan is second. But continue.
Would team have? Oh, so what team would have? What team could?
What team could have?
Okay, yeah. What team could have a slight chance with the 2017 Warriors?
Those Rockets.
2018 Rockets.
Yeah.
Are you talking like all-time teams, or is it just like
all-time teams? 2018 Rockets, the Chicago Bulls, 2001 Lakers.
Those aren't slight chances, Dub. Those are better teams. The 96 Bulls, the 2001 Lakers.
I don't think they were. Talent-wise, they weren't.
No way.
I think it's a good series either way. I really do think it's a good series.
I don't always agree. I don't always agree with Ticket. I rarely do. But
they got Jordan.
Yo, those 2002 Kings. We beat that.
Mars facts. 2018 Pelicans was a bad matchup for them. Terrible if Boogie was healthy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's
because AD was out of control.
I think low key the 2014. I would say that the 2014 Spurs in the finals when they beat the Heat had the greatest ball movement I've ever seen a team play. Had the greatest team basketball I've ever seen a team play. So I always throw that team up there just in terms of.
I don't know how they would match up defensively against them.
That's defensively it could be a problem. But I would tell people go watch that game. These guys were making cuts to the basket before like the first pass.
Boris Diaw was looking like
it was moving. They were all
Boris Diaw was out there looking like Chris Paul.
LeBron was lost. He didn't know what to do.
You know what to do.
Hey, Primo. Hey, I think Boris Diaw can replace Chris Paul in those lobs.
You know, we found out that Boris Diaw could also replace Draymond Green on those Warriors team.
If they had Boris Diaw,
I agree with that.
Offensively,
I don't know about that defensively.
Boris Diaw,
offensively, sure.
Paul Millsap, sure, but maybe not Boris.
Okay, next one.
Paul Millsap.
Bro.
I don't know why Ticket got so much hate for Paul Millsap. That was not actually a bad pick.
I don't think
that was a good take. That was a good take.
Like I said, people just it's about how much you like someone rather than what's actually true.
Right.
You didn't like the Paul Millsap pick?
I wasn't angry at it like everybody else. I was like, oh, I could see where he's getting at. I could see how he's connecting the dots here. Like I could see his point. Why everyone says like Paul Millsap. He can't never do that. Shut up. Like he was a good defender. He was a good scorer. He could space the floor.
He was the Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, he could do the dribble handoffs too.
He's not the only one. I told y'all Malik Rose could replace Draymond Green.
Malik Rose?
Yeah.
Oh man, all right.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you, if Draymond was somewhere else, he would just
getting in the bag.
Yo, I'm just saying, if Draymond got drafted to somewhere else, he would be DeJuan Blair.
You know what is with Draymond? What's unique about him is you're right. Like if he would draft another team, his impact wouldn't be as much. But I think he impacts the Warriors more than other players would who are similar. You see what I'm saying? Like if he went to
somebody could be the missing piece of the puzzle on Draymond.
Exactly. He's just the missing piece of that puzzle. Exactly. And he was that. I think that's
you know what? Don't forget those 04 Pistons. I like them over the 17 Warriors too.
I know.
No.
Why is Mars in the chat arguing?
Mars loves being in the chat.
He's about Miles Ahead podcast. The Warriors weren't considered a super team until after they got KD. LeBron created 2 super teams and underachieved. LeBron doesn't clear 2.
Cleveland was a super team?
Hold on. No. See, this is what it is. This is the thing with LeBron teams. Stop. This is the thing with LeBron teams. The Cleveland team, the Miami team had name star. It was literally LeBron, Chris Bosh, D Wade, and scrubs. They had to fill out the way the salary cap worked is. Hold on. The way the salary cap worked is right in that time. You could pay 3 guys what they paid, and it had to be filled out with minimum guys, 1 mid-level exception. That mid-level guy was Mike Miller, who was hurt. So in the names, you thought it was a super team, but in reality, they weren't a super team. And the second 2 years, the second 2 years, D-Wade's knees were gone. The first 2 years are the only time D-Wade was elite. D-Wade's knees were gone by that 3rd year, so they really only had 2 years of full D-Wade. All right, so they were not a super team. Then he goes to Cleveland. What has Kyrie Irving done ever since he left Cleveland? Nothing. Pete Kyrie Irving was playing with LeBron.
Oh my God!
Pete Kyrie Irving was playing with LeBron James.
God.
That Cleveland team was not a super team. They were a good team.
Love all together.
K-Love was great. That's great, but Kyrie was good. But look what Kyrie has done after he left Cleveland. That's a good team. That's a super team.
Iman Shumpert.
Not a great, good defensive guy. Not a super team. What are we talking about? Tristan Thompson is a product of LeBron James. Tristan Thompson is a 5 point per game guy without LeBron James.
Tristan, let me put it in your system, Thompson, bro. You know me like what we talking about?
Brampton too. Shout out Tristan, but no, they were not a super team. People forget during those Cleveland years, Kyrie and Kevin Love were hurt.
Every team KD been a super team. When has he not?
No, think about it. Those Cleveland teams were not and then when KD came, they were just outmatched. When KD came, they were outmatched. LeBron was not on LeBron has never been on a super team.
And you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy too? They signed him to the Lakers today.
Yeah, I know. This is what we was talking about. Remember we was talking about that earlier. Tristan
about to shake it up again.
Johnny
Sims
team
again. Now Tristan Thompson back.
Tristan Thompson leagues shivering signing with LA. It's on now.
Hey man, that's
everybody better watch out.
Guaranteed championship.
Tristan Thompson giving Jokic the work.
Tristan, let me put it in your system, Thompson, bro.
That's crazy.
Shout out Tristan.
That's a demon.
I think the whole LeBron thing with super teams, once you put it in the context of how those teams actually were, there's a lot more flaws in those teams than people realize.
Dub, this one's for you. Drink More Water says, Dub, better coach using your criteria, Kerr or Bud?
Oh, man, that's so tough.
It's not tough, bro. Jesus Christ.
No. It's tough. It's tough. I will give it to Kerr because I think
Bud.
To
go eat a plate of food. Man.
I think with Bud, I think he's great at like floor raising, like making a bad team not a better. But then it's like Steve Kerr, I think he's better at ceiling raising, where the unit he has makes them better. I mean, he just could perform at a higher level than what Coach Bud can, you know? While Eric Spoelstra showed us at the same time of making that team better, on top of that showed floor raising abilities as well. So
when? No, he didn't. Stop this.
He won with Miami. 2 rings, man. And that was his beginning of his career. That was the beginning of his career. You're not going to discredit Eric Spoelstra.
I'm not trying to.
LeBron wasn't trying to get his ass fired. LeBron was trying to get. They did the same shit with Tyronn Lue, and Tyronn Lue came out to be a good coach. Stop it.
I give him that. LeBron wanted Pat Riley back. He wanted
Eric Spoelstra to fire his little dumb ass. Sorry.
Now definitely LeBron did try to get.
We wanted Pat Riley. I'll fire Eric Spoelstra.
That was the beginning of his career, and he still made that shit work.
I think this one right here, Dub. I think this one. Okay, so basically this one first. He said Miami players benefited from a lack of number one option. That makes sense.
That's a fact.
I can kind of see that.
Okay. It's a bunch of.
And then said there's a reason why when they leave Miami they trash.
Which actually helps the fucking point even further. That Eric Spoelstra knows how to utilize guys to put them in a level where maybe they don't belong. Thank you for helping my point.
Who trash when they left Miami?
I think he was definitely agreeing with you.
What happened to Duncan Robinson though?
He just
fell off a cliff.
The problem with Duncan
all our players this year.
The problem with Duncan Robinson.
Why is they 7?
He offers nothing else to the game besides shoot. Yeah. So it's like if you're not hitting your threes at the clip we need you at, there's no reason for you to be out here.
I hear you.
Yeah, I'm about to. Oh, them boys so good.
Highsmith during the year, bro.
So after the bubble, we could say the Heat been underachieving. Like, wait, man.
How they just made it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Talking about this year.
I just want to add to the super teams thing. The only reason Golden State Warriors were able to build a super team is because the way the NBA the cap works, you can only really build a team with 3 super guys, right? The way the cap structure works. The reason why they got away with it is because the first contract Steph signed, because he had ankle problem, was for $11 million a year. They were able to get Kevin Durant, a max guy, because Steph was still on the mid-level kind of size. But no other team in history had that situation where they had a guy in a mid-level type of deal who became a max level type of player. So they were able to keep all 4 of their quote-unquote max guys. But the league doesn't allow for super teams. The Warriors, to me, are the only legitimately super team. because of that situation that allowed him to sign those guys. But other than that, the salary cap.
No, the Heat was a super team too before though. That one.
I think that he were a super
team.
They
I
think they were. I don't know about Cleveland though, bro. That's crazy.
Not every year. I understand what you're saying.
LeBron is the reason why they didn't do better, man. I mean,
when they
should have won 3 straight. They should have won 3 straight.
Yeah, no, 100%. The Dallas one's on him. They should have won 3 straight for sure.
Then they're a super team if they won.
And then the other one on D-Wade, right?
I thought they're a super team.
Nah, the other one, the Spurs were just the Spurs were just better.
No. D-Wade wasn't good.
It was horrible. D-Wade was horrible.
I just think the Spurs.
Like two things can be true. Two things can be true. The Spurs were better, but D-Wade was also horrible.
Okay.
This superstar, this supposed to be your dynamic duo, Scottie Pippen.
Yeah,
and he's not good.
D-Wade was hurt. His knees went to stay.
LeBron ain't put him in good enough positions to be successful.
Because what if I got to play? Imagine if I got to play like with Pippen, how Jordan got to play with Pippen. I got to play with D-Wade in 2008.
Nah, that's on Bron, Primo.
Until then,
he should have put D-Wade in better positions, man. That's on LeBron. He's the leader of that team.
Yeah,
he should have protected D-Wade from
Wade County, baby.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wade County, baby.
He should have gave him better trading regimens. $1 million to himself. He couldn't give $1 million.
That's what LeBron should have gave his trainer to D-Wade. That's facts.
Yeah,
I was saying LeBron. He should have gave his trainer to Anthony Davis.
He could pull up, man. That's D-Wade.
Back, baby. We finna beat the Celtics in 7. Bro. Sweep the Knicks in the second round.
let me run through these real quick. Christopher D with another one. Dub, I want to get at you about Kareem missing the playoffs in his relative prime compared to Luka right now.
Kobe did it too.
Okay, we can have a conversation. I still don't get it though. Like, I always brought a Kareem missing the playoffs in terms of the GOAT conversation. So like, Luka's not in a GOAT conversation. So trying to even bring that comparison. I'm sorry, Chris D, trying to bring that up to compare to each other. I mean, I'm not gonna say stupid, but like,
better
come on,
than that,
bro.
Chris D.
Like, come on, bro. Like, I always brought it up in terms of his all-time rankings, where Luka Doncic, he's not even in the top 10 yet. So what are we talking about?
But you got Kobe over Kareem, right?
Yeah, Kobe's a god.
Oh my God.
Right? So listen, but Kobe missed the playoffs in his prime too.
He did.
Yeah, okay, so two players doing the same exact thing. So why were you trying to use that as a parameter?
But Kareem was dominant. They people knew he was the best player.
And Kobe was dominated too.
Kobe was dominant too. Yeah,
Kobe. He wasn't known as the. Shaq was on the team. He was the.
You talking about the teams that he missed the playoffs.
When he missed the playoffs.
Kobe was the leading scorer of the NBA when they missed the playoffs, wasn't he?
Yeah, when they missed the playoffs, he wasn't. No, Duncan and them was still no. Duncan was the best player then.
I guarantee you, bro. If people ran a poll in 2005, 2006, Kobe. A lot of people would have said Kobe Bryant, especially amongst the players.
But he lost
because the players were the ones voting on who was the best player.
So when Kareem, if they would have voted Kareem the best player when he missed the playoffs too, I'm not disagreeing with you. It's the exact same thing.
That's my point. That's my point. So
why isn't Kareem better than Kobe all time?
What are you talking about?
Y'all both agree.
I don't Primo. I don't understand what you're saying because you're saying points
he
where
said Kobe. He has Kobe over Kareem.
Hold on. Right? Let me finish. Right. My whole point and criteria was I tell people all the time, Kareem and what happened in his career, the lows of his career, that can apply to a lot. It's comparable to everybody else. And Kobe Bryant is an example. People get on Kobe Bryant for missing the playoffs. People get on Kobe Bryant for that. And Kareem did the same thing. Kareem lost in the first round to a team he shouldn't have to have in 1973. And nobody brings that up. So my whole premise is, why are you criticizing Kobe Bryant for losing, but not criticizing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? That's all that you're saying exactly what I've been trying to tell people.
That's not that you just broke down. I said do you have Kobe over Kareem all time?
Yeah, it's not because of playoffs though.
That's what I'm saying.
He's just better at basketball.
You have him over him all time, right? And then when you start breaking down your points of why you got Kareem not up on this upper echelon level, you bring up he missed the playoffs in his prime. You bring that up all the time.
I bring that up
60 shows.
I bring it up all the time.
But when we bring it up on Kobe, I bring it up.
I bring it up. I bring it up all the time because the lows that Kobe has, so does Kareem. So then I talk about other things like Kobe, and then I talk about other things like what Kobe can do on the basketball court. Him and his scoring, him and his defense, him and his passing, and then you brought up the 6 championships. Kobe and Shaq could have been the modern day fucking Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But Shaquille O'Neal didn't have a willingness to allow Kobe Bryant to excel, to be that guy, where Shaq should have been taking a back seat like Kareem did for Magic. And so then Kobe Bryant.
Why should Shaq take a backseat to Kobe?
Yeah, what you talking about? Because if somebody's better than you,
he did. Kobe was never better than Shaq. Kobe was never better than Shaq.
In 04, he was becoming better than Shaquille O'Neal, number one. And he did the same. And he did that. And he did that for Dwayne Wade 2 years later. So there's no reason that you're doing that for Dwayne Wade and not fucking Kobe Bryant.
That was 3 years later, though.
It was 2. It was 2.
Okay, 2 years later.
So Shaq speaks about this.
So Kobe Bryant literally went through a whole roster change, was still battling to make the playoffs with freaking trash teammates, went through a roster change, and as soon as he got adequate help, what happened? 3 straight NBA finals, and he went back-to-back, right?
And what happened when Kareem got adequate help?
And listen, 5 NBA championships to 6? Like, come on, what are you talking about, bro? 2 finals MVPs to 2? We can narrative talk all the time. I'm good at it, bro. I can narrative bend this whole time, bro. But that's not how I rank things. Like the accolades that people try to say that Kobe don't got, actually he does. He has it over Kareem. The only thing Kareem has over him is probably longevity. So that's one. But even then, Kobe played 15 years in the league at a high level. So he has crazy longevity too. So what are we talking about? Exactly.
Yeah, but he won more, right?
He won more. He won 6 and 5.
And he was the best player undoubtedly for
7 NBA finals in a 10-year span.
If we do
they're similar winners. One ring doesn't make a huge difference.
Undoubtedly, throughout a decade, Kareem was the best player. They said that.
Huh?
In a decade, he was the
best player for a decade.
Wasn't no in the 70s, he was the best player.
Kobe Bryant,
LeBron's emerging in the background.
Kobe had played with Shaquille O'Neal, top 10 player. Tim Duncan, top 10 player. LeBron James, fucking a GOAT.
Top 3 player.
All in the same time of one another. Then you have Kevin Garnett.
Shaq played on his team.
Hold on, let me clear some up. I'm talking about when they were together. In my eyes, Kobe was never better than Shaq.
Hold on, you got it. My thing is, Kobe in his era played alongside that. So the competition to being the best was tough because you had Shaq, top 10 player. Tim, top 10 player. LeBron, a fucking GOAT. Even KG, who's a top 15 player. Kareem never had that level of competition in his day. Come on, man.
Kobe's competition was more than
Kareem. Keep bringing Shaq up, and he had him.
Oh my God, you're not listening, bro. In terms of being the best player on the planet,
you ain't saying that.
In terms of being the best player on the planet, yes, Shaquille O'Neal is competition.
I want to add to Dub's point. So when Shaq and Kobe had their run, Shaq was a better player in 99, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003. And once that 2004 season came along, they were right there. I think Shaq was still a little better 04, but Kobe was right there. And then if Shaq even said interviews, hold on.
Duncan was in this.
Hold on. I'm just saying, if Shaq even said interviews, if his ego kind of stopped him from letting Kobe take the reins, if Shaq was there for another 4 years and let Kobe be the clear alpha and he played the same role that he played for D Wade, they're winning another 2-3 chips.
But listen, though,
they could have really had.
Duncan was in this decade. What is
100%. Duncan's great.
Was y'all watching? Hold on, let me ask the other question. Was you watching basketball when Tim Duncan played?
I was a baby,
like in his prime.
And 2008, 2009, the prime years. I was a little ass kid, so
So this is what I'm trying to tell you, bro. It was a period of time where Tim Duncan was the best player too. You see what I'm saying?
But my point was,
and I know that you'll probably look at the numbers. And you'll be like,
it's not the numbers, though.
It don't look
it's
like
not the numbers.
All that I'm saying is, if you watched him play, he was an unstoppable player.
And I know that Tim Duncan was in the conversation, but you're missing the point of Kobe Bryant had guys of that caliber that he was competing with to be the best player in the league, while Kareem Abdul-Jabbar did not. Oh my God!
I'm the best player.
Listen. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar didn't have that level of competition.
How you gonna tell that because you don't like him? Oh man,
70s basketball.
It's a fact.
Ain't good.
It's a fact.
He just named like four top. Primo, he just named like 4 top 10 players of all time.
Yeah.
All right, look.
Players of all time is from
He
the
named
70s
LeBron,
outside
Tim
of
Duncan, KGB top 15 and top 10.
How many people was in the top 20 besides Kareem, Moses, and Dr. J?
Oh my God! You just disregard all them players back then, huh?
We're not disregarding them though, but they're not top 10 players. That's what he's trying to say.
70s players were like Walt Frazier.
Yeah, Lanny Williams. This is what happens, bro. We can narrative bend with the best of them, bro. Let's talk about it, man.
Most of the top 10 is modern people now anyway.
Hold on. So, yeah, 1970s players, 1970s players, like who in that? Like you said Moses was in there. But
it's the most
that,
parity the league had.
No, but 70s, they were the talent level wasn't what the 2000s was. The 1970s talent level wasn't there. Like Walt Frazier.
No, that because the game evolves. But still, at his moment, it was talented people in the league. You just can't disregard.
Nobody's saying that they weren't talented.
My bad. Did you watch Kareem?
Huh?
Did you watch Kareem? Did you watch Prime Kareem?
No, I didn't.
Then we can't talk about it then. Never mind.
No, I'm saying
I've seen like 2 or 3 full games. I've seen 2 or 3 full games of Duncan.
I just was bringing it up because of the numbers. You'll look at Duncan's numbers and you wouldn't think he was the best player ever in the league. You'll just look at the scoring and be like, "Oh yeah, Kobe."
No, I think Tim Duncan always had a conversation for a minute. I just favor Kobe, but it's so close to one another. I'm not disrespecting.
Talk about Tim Duncan.
I'm just saying you acting like I'm disagreeing with you like that. I think the conversation is there between Tim Duncan and Kobe Bryant, even though I was a little ass kid, so I had to go back and go see this and witness this on my own.
But you just can't poo-poo competition just because you don't know nothing. History start before you. You know what I'm saying? History don't start when Dub start watching basketball,
bro. You know I'm not saying it is.
It's like the point. It's just
history. If I go back, if history is the history, I'm just telling you. If I'm just going over the history of the game and what was happening, and I'm giving you not my opinions, I'm giving you cold hard facts.
Yeah, but Kobe is playing with Shaq. This is what we're saying. He playing with the most dominant player ever. It wasn't like
with Magic Johnson.
The competition was tilted his way.
Kareem played with Magic Johnson. That's another top 5 player, top 10 player. Did Kareem not play with Magic?
What?
Did Kareem not play with Magic?
Yes.
All right then. Well,
I got Kobe over Magic.
That's fine. Okay, that's fair. But you keep bringing up Kobe
not over
Shaq
Kareem.
Like it's a hindrance to his career. But Kareem played with Magic.
Yeah, but is he more dominant than Shaq?
I don't care about you being more dominant. That's still a top 5 player to some people.
Did he get every single MVP on
that's still a top 5 player to some people, regardless of what you say. These accolades
get every single MVP.
You're talking about accolades. You're talking about accolades. To some people, to many people, Magic Johnson is a top 5 player ever.
All right, man. So
I got Magic number 3.
Listen, I got Magic 5.
You keep trying to bring up Shaq to hinder Kobe's career.
Man, it's a whole difference. Shaq, man, did you see the final Shaq numbers he had, man? They're some of the greatest of all time, man.
100%.
I do got to move on to these super chats, though, yeah.
Go ahead.
Real quick.
Kobe, my bad. Magic and Kareem did also play with a better supporting cast than Kobe and Shaq. Let's not forget that too.
That was
who y'all?
Somebody said Shaq never won a ring without Kobe.
Who's y'all all NBA teams and all defensive teams?
All NBA, first team All NBA. We're
just gonna do first team. We're just gonna do
Magic top 5.
So we're gonna have to put Joel Embiid in there. Oh wait, Jokic. Can you put Joel Embiid and Jokic together?
I'll put Joel in there. I'll put Giannis. Steph.
This year's still 2 guards, 2 forwards, and a center, right? It's next year that they're switching it to like position.
Yeah.
The 2 guards, 2 forwards, and a center.
Steph and Luka.
Jason Tatum.
Not first team.
Who else would go over him? Can't put KD. He didn't play enough games.
He played enough games. You're right. I was gonna say
did LeBron play enough games?
I don't know. No, LeBron won't be first team. LeBron won't be.
No, he ain't gonna be first team.
I think it's Tatum.
It might be Tatum just because those
gotta be Tatum.
Or Sabonis, I guess. Tatum or Sabonis.
No.
It's Tatum for sure.
Gotta be Tatum.
Sabonis probably deserves it, but you know how that goes.
Yeah.
You can't get no love if you play for the Kings.
Luka's supposed to be on first team still.
Bro, I mean,
I don't care. It could be Steph or D Mitch or Luka.
Yeah, Steph. I think Steph and D Mitch are both ahead.
That's what I was about to bring up.
I think John Morant before the situation.
This the real first team right here. Y'all see the real first team right here.
Hey, talk about it.
All defense is tough because it's not a lot of. There's tons of forwards.
Drew's in there though.
Not a lot of guard. Drew's 100%. You'll have Drew, Lopez,
Bridges in there. Mikal Bridges.
I think he should be, but the whole trade situation.
What about McDaniels from the Timberwolves?
Yeah. Well, don't forget. What's my guy?
Triple J too is in
with
there.
the Pelicans.
Jared Jackson Jr.
Trey Murphy.
Jared Jackson, Giannis, and Brooke.
Yeah.
I think Bam should be there. I don't give a
damn.
damn.
Could definitely be in there.
Bam, but you can't put Bam over Triple J though, can you?
No, I don't think.
No, Bam's a center. He'll be a center.
Triple J is the best player here.
So Bam over Brooke.
I would say Bam over Brooke.
What about Evan Mobley?
Evan Mobley's a good pick, but Evan Mobley's a forward, so he'll be a forward, not a center.
Still should make it.
I think Evan Mobley should be over JJ.
You think so?
Evan Mobley over. I think Triple J is a defensive player of the year.
What you say, Gabe?
I just think I'm not gonna lie. When I look at all defensive shit, I just go off of who I think is just a better defender. I think Evan Mobley's.
I think all defensive teams are so hard because it's so much of the eye test, and I think when it comes to the eye test, people it's just subjective.
I think
so subjective.
I agree with you. I'll take Bam over Brooke Lopez, but I still think Brooke will get the first team. Bam will probably be in the second team. Triple J will be in there.
Brooke will get first team because of narrative, man.
Right.
So the Bucks will have 3
Drew
starters.
Who's the other
first
guard?
team or second
Hey,
team.
Bobby, Davion Mitchell, first team on defense.
If Davion Mitchell played more minutes,
I don't know who the other guard is though. Marcus Smart.
I think people might just give it just to Marcus Smart.
Just a name recognition. They might give it.
Okay, let me see. So Cap Nemo teams play that whoever Luka guard is scoring offense. Okay,
that's whoever
they attack Luka.
I mean that's a good offense. Whoever's the weak link on the other team's defense, you know, go pick on them.
They did that to Steph for years too.
Yeah, for sure. Luka's definitely not the only one that gets headhunted on defense. It's a lot of
Kyrie did that to Steph, man.
James Robinson.
Ty did it to Steph all series.
Not one Rodman Bulls team is top 10 defense all time.
So none of those Bulls teams were a top 10 defensive team all time. I think that is kind of crazy. I mean, that
let's look at the rate.
We appreciate the super chat, fam. We appreciate you coming through.
Scottie Pippen was on that team.
Who intense? Only 60-20-10 game in NBA history, and he a bum.
That was a crazy game.
That's a fact.
That was a crazy game. I watched the end of it, not the
I
whole
don't think. Look, I don't. And you see, so this is the thing about the super chats. If y'all don't use your grammar and punctuation and whatnot, I'm just gonna assume that this is a statement and not a question. So he's saying that he was the only person with a 60-20-10 game in NBA history, and he's a bum. I mean, that's a fact.
You agree with him?
That's crazy.
Yeah, you're not lying, bro. You're not lying.
Oh, and he showed up in the clutch.
Luka goaded.
That game was insane.
Angie Carr. Nah, Dub. Longevity and durability to an extent. I'll give CP3. But if not for his injury, Rose was coming for the league's neck. Kobe even said it.
D Rose like a 2.
We shall see, man.
I mean, look, D Rose, sure, he could have been great, but we just don't know, right?
I would like to say Angie's very well versed.
Yeah, very well. Angie Carr came back to back. B Roy, if not for injury, was going to be a problem. He was a problem even before that.
Brandon Roy was coming too. Brandon Roy, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Greg Oden were going to be some crazy.
Oh man, Portland just had some bad. Portland had some bad. But you know what though? Hey, but you know what? You know what else though? Kevin Durant. It should have been B. Roy, Kevin Durant.
Oh, I mean, remember that draft though? Like Greg Oden was really that guy in college. Like him in Ohio State.
Without a doubt.
Greg Oden.
You know what? I'm happy you said that, gentlemen, because those years of college ball with Ohio State, Florida, it was even KD. It was some good basketball going on right there.
Tell JD to clip this up right now. I feel so bad for KD because it's like. He was the second number 2 pick. He was the second best player for a very long time. A lot of people said he was the second best player on the Golden State Warriors to a lot of people's eyes. He was just always second, bro. And god damn, bro, I feel bad for him, man.
It's okay to be second, man.
It's okay to be
He's
second.
the greatest.
Cool.
He's greatest second option in NBA history. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Take the title from Pippen.
Damn.
Christopher D. Brunson is Mitchell daddy in the playoffs. Oh, okay.
Oh, any sample size? He did like his Jalen Brunson.
That's fire. Andrew G. Can't wait till my Celtics beat the Heat in 5. Damn, okay.
That's real. You can see that.
Dreaming though. Nah, that definitely can happen.
Yeah.
Nah, for sure could.
And 4. No.
Christopher D came with another one. Pippen was hurt in '98 finals and still dropped 45 for the championship. No excuse for Wade being hurt. He's the GOAT, right?
Very different situation. Very different situation. LeBron was going against an all-time Spurs great team in terms of their ball movement. Who was Spurs playing '98 finals? Was it Jazz? Or
it was the Jazz.
It was the Jazz.
Okay. LeBron's finals opponents wash and clear Jordan's finals opponents. Jordan's finals opponents were incredibly
low. Oh my God! I hate when y'all say that.
Facts.
I agree with it.
But if Utah beat the Bulls that year, then the Bulls are an all-time great unit.
Y'all no.
You just said Kobe was going against all these top 10 people. LeBron
oh my
now.
God.
Yep.
No, I'm just saying. All I'm saying is the narrative would have changed if the Jazz would have beat the Bulls. LeBron is the reason y'all think that Spurs unit is so great.
Jordan and Pippen, those guys might have made it look easier than it was. Bro, but y'all can't sleep on those 93 Suns or the 96 Supersonics.
What that got to do with
they were the Warriors and the
5-1.
Spurs. Those teams were not the Warriors and the Spurs. Not even close.
The Spurs is 5. They was 4.
That's your opinion.
They was 4-0 in the champion. They 5-1, man.
Why is it on Bron and not Spo, Dub? I'm not sure exactly what he's referring to, Dub. Do you know?
I think he's talking about 2011 finals.
Yep. Why didn't he raise the ceiling?
Because LeBron.
Bring it out of him.
I'm going to tell you why. Because LeBron was being afraid of the moment.
He could have took him to the locker room and gave him one of them good inspirational quotes, huh?
Yeah. 2011 was all LeBron. LeBron got to hold the L in 2011. That's about it.
What? Why you think they wanted Pat Riley to come down there?
Man, Cap Nemo has a question for y'all. Why are we arguing 6 MVPs to 1?
I believe this is a dub.
Oh my God! Who said that?
Player voting. Player voting.
Was jumping me.
Yo, Dub, I hate that argument. Because if you ask me, players are going to be more biased than the media. Players are more. I think it's harder. I think it's harder to win an MVP when it's the players.
Fact.
For sure, they help you.
Bro,
Kareem
you know how many
like
players would have voted for Kobe as the MVP?
No,
I don't. I do not know. People, why do you think these guys just
you
love
know how
Kobe?
many people love Kobe?
Kobe was loved by his
supposed to
opponents.
get the MVP, Dub? That he didn't get it. Besides,
list the years Kobe should have won MVP. Yeah, list the years Kobe.
I can say that for Bron. I can say that for Bron.
Yeah, I
can't say that for Kobe.
What? What are you talking about?
Kobe was loved by his peers. Kobe was loved by his peers.
Kobe was loved
with all due respect.
Wasn't gonna win the MVP.
With all due respect. Kobe wasn't loved by his peers until after he retired.
Until he got later in life, yeah.
When he retired and when he passed away, people start showing Kobe love. Them dudes hated Kobe Bryant.
When he got older.
I'm telling y'all, bro. James Harden in 2015. James Harden in 2015 was the Players MVP, bro. Kobe would have got MVPs.
Hold up. So do you think both of Steve Nash's MVPs
Harden was a beast?
Kobe?
I guarantee you the players would. I guarantee you the players would have voted for Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, but they would have been wrong.
I think Steve Nash deserved it. They could have been wrong. You can't guarantee something. Like that. It's not possible to guarantee.
I'm sorry.
Something.
All that
what
I'm saying
seasons?
is no, Bobby. All that I'm saying is.
So he would have.
Kareem had a benefit. Kareem had a benefit of.
There's
having
no
players
benefit there.
It is a
That's
benefit.
not a benefit.
It is a benefit. Bobby,
no, it's not, bro.
The man won a freaking MVP while missing the playoffs. That's clear benefit. He's benefiting from that. What are you talking about?
All right, bro.
Because he was the best player.
Okay, that's fine. People thought Kobe was the best player for a very long time.
Every year they didn't. You did.
All I'm saying is Kobe would have won more MVPs. That's all that I'm saying.
I will say.
08, I understand why.
One,
you think
it wouldn't have been one.
It
would have been one. It would have been watching. 3 at the bare minimum. 3
at the minimum.
At the minimum.
Nah, fam. I don't got him.
Three strong.
Cap Nemo tapped in, Dub. He said Kobe was loved by his peers, but no one went to LA.
It was a different time period era.
Why.
I don't think players. No,
nobody was player hopping. Oh my god.
Different era.
Watch this. Watch this. Nobody was running from the grind. Nobody was sitting here playing out like they do today. That's why nobody went. They wanted to get into the mud because they were built.
The White House
shit.
No, in that time,
why didn't Kobe raise the White Howard level?
Nobody was trying to hop like this.
Why didn't his aura rub off?
Hold on. During that era.
You acting like Chris Paul was about to go to Kobe to win some fucking chips.
Hold on.
Oh, he wouldn't go. That was a trade.
Yeah, during that era, though, like the GM still made the decision. Team management, GM still controlled where players went. It wasn't until LeBron kind of changed the thing with player movement that he gave players more power. Different era, different time.
Free agent and went where you want.
No, but even then, people just tend to re-sign with their teams. Like it wasn't star players did not want to leave. Like you saw Cameron Garnett stay with the
Kobe wanted people on that team, man. He used to be begging.
Eventually they got a Paul Gasol. Eventually they got a Paul Gasol. They got a Lamar Odom.
Didn't Kobe request a trade for them to do
yes,
he did. If Kobe was a free agent, he would have left. If he was,
let me tell you about this, man. Jerry West worked for the Clippers and told Kobe, "You can never be a Clipper." Come on, man. He's working against his own teams.
Look, it's like this. If Kobe,
right, man.
If Kobe, Jordan, Larry Bird, if they played in this era, they were on a bad team for a 6, 7, 8 year stretch, they would have left. They're not staying with the team that's not building a unit around them. They would have left. It's a different time, different era. The mentality would have changed based on
but Jalen, let me ask. Cap Nemo has another question for Doug. Wasn't the Celtics super team formed in 07, 08?
Via trades, bro. And even that KG wanted to play with Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
You're not lying, Dub. You're not lying, Dub. That's a fact. Dub, that is a fact. That is what
Kobe said.
Hey, Dub, you know
Kobe was cool with it. He was ready for it to come. But I think Celtics had a better package. Celtics had a better
all
package.
Acting like
but you know what? Wait a second. You know why? Because he wanted to play with Rajon Rondo.
Oh my god. No, Kel just didn't want to send him over there.
Kobe said, "I'm going to the Bulls."
Lonnie Williams, I feel what Dub is saying, but you're channeling a reverse all head energy right now when it comes to Kareem. Also get them likes up.
Like I said, we can play the same. We can play the same game, fellas. You just gotta know how to play it, man. I promise y'all, man.
I will say this about Kareem, though. Kareem was the best player in the league more seasons than Kobe was, but Kobe obviously had more talent that he faced against for that title. So I see what Dub's saying.
But when you got that
title, but
when
Kareem
you got the
Diesel
beside you, though.
No, we understand. I'm saying what he's saying is.
Dub, he on your line, Dub.
He had Magic.
Oh, my bad. I was gonna say something.
My bad. The dude had Magic Johnson.
Hey, bro,
and Jamal Wilkes and Michael Cooper.
I'm gonna put it like this.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put this in context.
Like you're bringing up a point. He has Shaq.
Hold on, look.
Fucking, he had Magic.
Look, hey, I'm gonna bring it like this.
James Worthy.
Shaq in his peak. I'm taking over anybody. I don't care. Michael Jordan,
That's fair.
LeBron James,
That's fair.
Wilt Chamberlain, Magic, and whoever else you bring up. I've never seen a player like him.
That's fine, man.
I hear you.
Or before.
But we also got to remember, Kobe had a whole second half career without
Magic
Shaq.
Johnson either, man.
Kobe had a whole second half of his career without Shaq, where he showed himself too, right? So it's not just a Shaq.
No.
Oh,
He's on my list. He's in the top 10. Don't get it wrong. I'm just saying Dub's argument against Kareem is the same argument.
Hey, wait.
No,
because he has Kobe.
Look, Dub, this super chat right here is he got your back right here, Dub. I want to put this up when you say what you about to say. I strongly disagree with it, but hey, I gotta read the super chats. I'm a W host, So Lonnie Williams says, my hot take: if there were player voting now, Kareem and Kobe would be considered in the same tier by the majority.
Primo. And yes, facts, Lanny Williams. That is my point about Kareem and Kobe. The fact that you could literally argue the same points for Kobe and Kareem against each other. So why do people do it? Why do people bring up Kobe playing with Shaq if it can apply to fucking Kareem? Why do people bring up Kobe blowing a 3-1 lead when Kareem fucking lost in the first round to the Golden State Warriors, who only won 47
Hold on, Kobe
games.
missed the playoffs too.
Why do people bring up Kobe missing the playoffs when Kareem missed the playoffs too? That's my point. That's all that I'm saying. Don't use points.
They bring up that when you
debating
LeBron versus Kobe. That's the only time people bring that up. That's it.
No,
people don't bring that up about Kobe.
You just been talking about Kobe and freaking Shaq this whole time. What are you talking about?
Yeah, because I'm saying Shaq was so, man, listen, man.
Oh, man.
When you said the best players in the NBA, that's what you brought up Shaq, somebody he played with.
Well, Cap Nemo said that Nash and Dwight went to LA and regretted it.
So
everybody did.
They were all getting hurt. They were all
Dwight,
getting
hurt. That's the thing.
Herniated disc.
Well, that's the thing, Gabe. Dwight shouldn't even been on the floor. But I believe it was Kobe Bryant's pressure that made Dwight try to play through that back injury. And I think that really declined Dwight's career. He shouldn't have even been on that floor. But Kobe Bryant's pressure, him pushing him, because Kobe Bryant knew the twilight of his career was coming.
I got Bird over Magic.
And I witnessed a thing or two about herniated disc.
I didn't think Magic was the best player in the league.
One is crazy, man. Having a herniated disc is something. It's not nothing to play with, bro. You can't any day of the week you can get back doing anything.
And Steve Nash was old at that time, and he was getting hurt too.
Yeah, that was the last legs of Steve Nash. Dwight Howard, 100%. He might have had to sit out 6 months of that season. First half, he should have sat out, if not more.
And then Kobe got hurt. Kobe tore his Achilles. Kobe tore his Achilles. So why would you want to stay with a guy who just tore his Achilles?
It's just a lucky situation. It was just unlucky for all parties.
They should have gave him Chris Paul.
Facts.
Okay, let me get these. We got a couple left, y'all. Let me get through them. Khalil Young, appreciate you, Khalil. Why is Kobe the only player punished for playing with another top 10 player? I would never understand it. Magic played with Kareem, and all they do is get praise for their success. Kareem has 2-6 finals MVP. Yeah, doesn't get slighted like 8. That's a good point.
So yeah,
that's a good point.
That's my point.
No, it's 100%. It's a fact.
That's literally my point.
So Kareem
got to do with Kareem being over Kobe.
Hold on. Most of Kareem's winning was done past his
prime. That got to do with the price of tea.
During Kareem's prime, he didn't win that many championships.
Oh, damn.
He on my line, huh?
Really,
that's crazy.
Oh, that's fine.
Put the glasses on real quick.
Hell nah.
Oh, sick,
man. Bro, what's up with the cyberbullying, bro? I thought we were past that.
Right.
I thought we were past that. Angie Carr. Paul Pierce played in the chip with Bubble Guts, left and came back to win the chip. Poopy Pierce
Poopy
over
Pierce,
LeBron.
No, Poopy
Poopy. Poopy Pierce over LeBron.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Hey, Poopy Pierce. Hey, that's Paulie right there. That's Paulie. Paulie really the man. I hate that he's so underrated, and I hate that people were riding with Draymond Green when he was talking that crazy shit about Paul Pierce.
You know why they hate on him?
No, that's one of the greatest quotes of all time.
People started to hate on him when he said he had a better career than D Wade.
Yeah,
that's when it started going downhill for him.
Bro, that's not even a crazy thing to say.
Yes,
bro.
it is. Yes, it is.
No, it might not be true, but to say
that he was
not
comparable.
He had a better career.
That's
better than D Wade.
No, he said he had a better career.
No, he said better. Bro, that's
he was better than.
If you look at both of those players, like, okay, yeah, most of us are gonna say Dwayne Wade, but that's not even crazy to say. Like, Paul Pierce was really him. Like,
no, Paul Pierce was
so bad.
He revolutionized the spot up jump shooting or some shit like that.
He said he was a better shooter than Klay Thompson.
He used to do the
he
step
said
back.
He was a better wing shooter than Klay Thompson too.
Hey, I mean,
he had that little step back, that one little midi.
Peak Dwayne Wade clears peak Paul Pierce.
It doesn't clear. It doesn't clear. No, it doesn't clear.
Peak D Wade led him.
No, like peak D Wade is better than peak Paul Pierce. You are right, but he doesn't clear Paul Pierce at all.
Clear.
That's a battle. Paul Pierce is really him.
No, he ain't.
I think peak Tracy McGrady clears Paul Pierce same era. I think
he do. I think peak Tracy McGrady clear Kobe Bryant.
Oh, hello. Oh, I like. Okay, we doing that now.
Hey.
We doing that.
Who we say?
Kobe, I don't think he clears him.
You know what? That's
where you go?
You know what? That's not crazy.
Either.
That's actually
not
No, it is
crazy.
crazy. No, it's crazy. It's crazy.
That's not crazy. Thank you,
It's not
Gavin. I'm
crazy.
happy
It's
somebody
not
came out.
clear, bro. It's not a clear. It's not a clear.
Keith Tracy McGrady was essentially
Clear
a
who?
more.
He doesn't clear,
Kobe?
bro.
Everybody.
He doesn't clear. He doesn't clear.
See, I was just against Kobe. Now I'm about to get back on
What
Kobe.
are y'all talking about?
Wait, I'm gonna tell you, Gavin. I'm gonna tell you,
How
Gavin.
does he clear?
Peak T-Mac.
He doesn't clear. You could argue
Peak
T-Mac.
Mac Sauce
Let him
is
go. Let him go. Yeah.
no. Peak Mac Sauce is the GOAT.
No, he's
Mac
not.
is the beast.
He's not.
I'll say this.
Right.
You can't. Why
But
is he the
he
GOAT?
doesn't
You can't just
clear.
say that and think that you're right. That's not
He
true.
Tracy
It's
McGrady.
clear.
Y'all just said that D Wade clears Paul Pierce.
That was him. I just said D Wade was better. D Wade is better. I never said he
Peak
clears
Tracy
him.
McGrady.
Clears.
Peak Tracy McGrady. You can make an argument has a top 10 peak of all time. Like what Tracy
Top
did without
5
his
peak
peak.
all time.
His length, his scoring ability. He was Kevin Durant without the shooting, but more athletic. People forget how explosive Tracy McGrady really was at that 6'9" height. And he had, for his era, his shooting was incredible mid-range. He could shoot the 3 ball. He had a degenerative back that really limited his.
No, he was a beast. They used to argue that for real, though.
Right, he was great, bro, but he doesn't clear Kobe.
Yeah, that's
clear.
No way, no how.
You agreed with it. What do you mean that's crazy?
No. I say it's not. No, I say okay, it's not. Kobe peak is still better.
No
but
way he clears
Kobe. People
Kobe.
think T-Mac is closer to peak Kobe than people think.
Peak T-Mac, peak Bean.
You talking about 60 point
That's
Kobe?
the other way around.
It clears. See,
clearing is like this, Bobby. That's not a clear.
All right, well, we can go like this if we got
No.
That's a lie. I'll say this. So do you think? You take away Kobe from those Lakers team with Shaq and put Tracy McGrady. I still think they win those 3 championships.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Not only that, I'm gonna tell you like this. T-Mac ain't going out like that in 04.
Woo! Kobe played bad in 04. I'm with you. Kobe played bad in 04.
T-Mac didn't win out.
Yeah, Gabe, but he never had to kill O'Neal. He never had to kill O'Neal.
That's fair, but he still played bad.
Not with Shaq.
T-Mac never played Kobe bad.
Kobe did that shit on purpose. What are we talking about?
He didn't do it on purpose.
T-Mac didn't do that shit on
We're
purpose.
Dub.
Dub already
back
left,
on
bro. Dub had
Dub's
to
neck.
go. Dub was not having it. Dub had to go.
Dub had to slide.
What's the chat saying?
This isn't the first time. This isn't the first time I said something that made Dub dip out, but that's all right, bro. I stand on that. I believe it.
That take is not as crazy.
Hey, you know why you believe in that, Bob? Because you was watching basketball around that time, for real. T-Mac and Kobe was definitely an argument.
I know it was an argument. I'm not saying it's not. Sure. It doesn't clear though. That's not a clear cut T-Mac.
You another guy from that
it's nowhere near.
Clear cut T-Mac.
I still got Kobe.
Okay, now you're right. It's clear.
I've seen them talk about each other. They clearly knew that they were each other's like T-Mac and Kobe was the thing, bro. But y'all are saying T-Mac.
No, I watched Kobe drop 60s, man, back to back, man, like he was.
Yo, Mel, I'm not dissing Kobe, Mel. I got big love for Kobe. Even being from Sacramento, being a Sacramento guy, I still got big love for Kobe. I'm never trying to disrespect, but I do want to big up T-Mac because nobody else does.
Oh, no, me too.
Because nobody else does it. I need to make sure that people remember T-Mac.
Another note, 2001. In 2001, Vince Carter was a better player than Tracy McGrady and Kobe Bryant. 2001, when he was dropping 50 points on Allen Iverson every other game.
Hell no, man.
Vince Carter was the best player out of Tracy McGrady and Kobe Bryant in 2001.
No, he wasn't.
You talk about a talent. Vince Carter was the guy.
We talking about when they played Iverson in there?
Yeah, Sixers. I'm telling you, Vince Carter. You're talking peak Vince Carter. You're talking talent and all-time great talent who just never.
Ray Allen was better than Vince that year.
No, not peak Vince. No, sir. Vince Carter was shooting 4 or 5 threes a game.
Ray was balling that year.
Let me see this one. So Christopher D. I see you, Chris. Good looking. Kobe wasn't winning with CP3. Their front court would have been gone with Odom and Powell. Their depth was paper thin, and Biden was known as a playoff quitter in 2012. They weren't getting past OKC or Spurs, let alone Miami. Shit.
Powell wasn't in the. Powell was gonna be in there.
Yeah, no, he was.
I think Powell was in the trade. Yeah,
Powell and Odom were gone. That's a fair point. Like their depth definitely would have taken a hit, but Chris Paul was so he was so good during that time. Kobe was still top 5 player in the league. It's just at some point I understand depth matters, but when you have two guys, you can make a case of the top 5.
I think we could have stringed something together with them two.
Yeah. You still heard with the Kobe tape, bro? He's still shaking his head with the Kobe tape.
Yeah, they said T-Mac.
That Kobe tape is valid.
Hey,
it's valid.
It's not.
My Kareem case is valid, ain't it? Keep it real, man.
Primo, you was proving Dub's point every time he said
something. I think you and Dub were saying the same thing.
No. See, Gabe, you know for sure. Dub been bashing Kareem for like a year straight.
He does, but the fact that you can make the same arguments with Kobe as Kareem is his point.
Joe, I know. You see that right there?
That's crazy. Jerry Stackhouse was never better than Vince Carter, even in college. Jerry Stackhouse will tell you he was never better than Vince Carter. I don't think you understand the talent level of Vince Carter. Vince Carter was
a beast.
3-ball. Vince Carter could shoot the 3-ball in the early 2000s when it wasn't a thing. He was.
Bro, I would never make a title and say Kobe's a fraud for a whole show title.
Yeah, I told him I don't know about fraud, bro, but overrated.
That was clickbait.
That's my point.
Definitely clickbait.
God, Dub is still gone. He still has not returned.
He's not here. He left the whole stream.
Hey, man, it's a method to my madness, man.
They upset with me, but like somebody had to speak the truth.
No, you don't have to. That's not true. It's not even the truth.
Hey, Gabe, you know me, man.
Why are we lying like this?
I'm just a humble servant to the common folk. I'm nothing but a man of the people. Somebody had to say it. Okay.
Out of all the days you gotta lie, it's on Easter Sunday. It's crazy.
Somebody had to say it. 12 points in 30 seconds. Talk your talk, bro.
63 3/4, bro. What are we doing?
Fire. That's fire. Wait.
Right. What we doing then?
He had more points. He had more points than the whole team in 3/4. What are we talking about?
Wait a second.
No, I don't care.
Let's talk.
Let's talk team in 3/4.
Can we talk basketball for a second? Can we talk basketball for a second? Look,
let's talk about it.
If we're talking basketball, 12 points in 30 seconds is better than 62 points in 36 in 36
If you want to do it like that, If you want to do it like that,
I mean, because look, so that means in 2 minutes he has 24 points. In no, 1 minute he has 24 points. In 2 minutes he has 48 points. You know what I'm saying? See where I'm going with this?
If we lose that logic,
that's
then any player. If we lose that logic, any player who hits back-to-back threes in like a 10-second stretch.
What pace was Reggie Miller on then? We had them 8 points.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Okay, but we're not doing that right now. Jalen, we're not doing that. We're doing this one right here.
Prime Reggie Miller, huh?
We're doing this one. We're doing this one. So, hey, if we're talking basketball, we're talking basketball, 12 points in 30 seconds is more important than 81. Is more than 81 points.
That's a crazy switch up.
I'm just playing basketball for a second. Just a little basketball. A little basketball never hurt anybody. Angie Carr, Gabe, Tracy had that Hito-Shoot. No me model. Oh, he don't shoot no mid model. I don't know what that means, Angie. I'm sorry. I'm dumb.
I'm not trying to say that it wasn't an argument, but that clearing shit is what got me. He doesn't clear him. I know it was an argument. I know that. I've heard
clear a strong word. Clear definitely a strong word.
Clear is crazy.
Hey, W basketball.
W basketball.
Clear.
Hey, Chad, spam W basketball for me, please.
I'm about to say all the hot takes. That's how you get popular on this show. Just say anything. I'm about to. Next time I come through, I'm saying something crazy.
Yo, wasn't there like a week? Wasn't there like a week span where Kobe averaged like 50-something points?
It was a month. It was a month span, Gabe. It was like a month and a half, Gabe. He gave 50 to everybody.
What are we talking about? 13 and 30. This man averaged 50.
Kobe obviously was. Kobe was better. Kobe was better for longer. But if you take those 2 years,
there was a thing I heard where Kobe in that month span or whatever averaged more points than Dwayne Wade's career high, bro. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah. And the slow era, and a defensive slow era. Like he was doing it in a defensive slow era.
Exactly. We're not talking about this, bro. We don't gotta talk about it.
Well, fellas, I think we're gonna cut it here. We know we got Easter Sunday. I got some cooking to do. You know, I got a whole bunch to get the house ready for the family. Y'all got any last words, Primo?
No, man. Cleveland in 5.
All right,
got LeBron James is the GOAT. Lakers in 6 in the finals. LeBron James is the GOAT. Just gonna further solidify it.
Oh, big LeBron. Yeah, the Lakers. You know, they're gonna do that thing. I don't want to talk about it. I just want them to be healthy.
What you got, Gabe? Any final words?
Hey, man, lying is not good, bro. Lying is not good. Don't lie, especially on a day like today, bro.
Hey, W Mathsketball. Hey, one thing I do got to say. I know this is a way off topic, y'all. It's not basketball related at all, but y'all support y'all local street vendors. You know what I'm saying? As long as they got good food going on. There's been a lot of violence towards street vendors of all different minorities lately, and we hate to see that. You know what I'm saying? People out here just trying to make a living. They're not here hurting nobody, not robbing nobody. Y'all support y'all local street vendor. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they got good food, man. Y'all show them some love. Show them some love this week, y'all. Appreciate y'all for stopping through. I think we got a live stream today watching the Lakers game or something. So y'all tap into that. We'll see y'all soon, man. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Happy Easter. Peace.
Happy Easter, y'all.
Look at Gabe.